Oh, and hey, look at that. We're coming back. We're doing it live. Doing a game. Playing some Dungeons & Dragons with my friends. Outstanding. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 12. Pretty crazy. I like it. Doing some stuff. So, last time we played, a lot of housekeeping was done. A course was set. Ideas found out. Backstory on people who put you in where you are have been discovered. You have a couple hangers on. You found out you have some damning evidence for a shadow organization, as well as some evidence that may clear up a friendly organization. There are several people in this group who have personal things that are happening, things that are going on. Be them children, estranged or not, being taken and moved from places they shouldn't be. I can't look at cleaning products in the back of my thing, so I'm going to go ahead and move these real quick. It's going to fucking set the OCD off. I'm going to go absolutely crazy. Alright, anyway. 10 out of 10. The cream. The top notes. Let's see. But after receiving for all intents and purposes, a large mass, oh my god, help me text from a friend. Text brings up to the group, I got an old lady that I used to work with. She's a roughneck miner. She needs some help. And she says it might be lucrative. So, kind of still on the verge of what do we do with ourselves. At least this will give you some purpose. And you've been set out for about 3 weeks now, pushing your way towards the station. You're maybe a couple days off. Been settling in, finding your way around the ship, kind of piecing together things, but you've made it as far as you can see the asteroid belt almost perfectly now. The matter of it is now just navigating it into Tarzmet Station. Tarzmet Station is, Tarzmet Station. No, I said it wrong too. Tarmazit. I even have the how you say it good and stuff written out so I don't fuck it up, but I fucked it up. Tarmazit Station. It is from all intents and purposes, what you can find on the Weave and whatnot, a mining station that is literally owned by 3 corporations. One, a company that takes different things and refines them into things like coolant, lubricants, fuel additives, weird chemicals and stuff like that. Things that are better made in space. One company is literally ice harvesters. They pull back chunks of ice, things like that, from all sorts of places, bring it to this station and help refine it to make certain chemicals and whatnot. And the third is literally mineral miners. They mine the asteroids for precious minerals that are then processed and all sorts of stuff. The 3 companies that you find that run the place don't seem to be any sort of interesting corporations. They're just everyday run-of-the-mill stuff. Tex, you know of all 3 simply just being in that business. You've kind of heard about them, all that kind of stuff. There's Sindri's hauling, ice haulers, no big deal. Sindri's also moves just freight cargo. There's B&K refining, and then the last company is the Vlastock Mining Corp, and you have actually worked for one of their subsidiaries before with some friends.
So would I think that they could be a shell corporation for Tewas?
They could be, but
Okay.
you have no actual proof, or you've never heard the names in the same mouth at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a fairly large station, which actually doubles as a refueling station for some corporate bonded vehicles, and they do sell coolant and other necessities in several little shop places that you can do. So they do have some public trading. It's not all just industrial and corporate. So it's not uncommon for people to stop there, kind of like think of like a Flying J on the way to California or something like a big truck stop. But this one has people living at it because they literally work out there. If you care to look further, you can, and you had 3 weeks' time. Is there anything else you wanted to know about the backstory or background of this place?
Not really.
Okay.
I did whisper you during the 3 weeks of travel I'd be working towards my engineering proficiency.
How?
Learning about the engines and all that stuff.
Can I use my engineering skills to kind of walk him through, like, this is the basic stuff. We turn these knobs when we need to do this, and we need to do this, and pretty much like explain to him like 101 engineering.
Is a ship. Engines.
Please make us go.
Nick, give me a single engineering check.
Okay.
Okay. Clyde, give me a single intelligence check.
Nat 1. Come on, reverse it. Reverse the magic.
Oh, God.
He taught you really well, but you couldn't learn shit. Come on.
If he does, I'll fucking shit myself. That's so bad.
Close.
Woo.
That's about right.
So, Anders, during these 3 weeks, you put on what you're thinking is goddamn the most amazing, like, I should give a TED talk on how to engineer this motherfucking thing. Most of that goes over your head, Tex. Most of it does. You do manage to pick up a few things, the basics. Okay, this is this. This is it. Big on, big off, oopsies, and, you know, maybe divert button. You get that part down. You think you can handle diverting energy from one place to another. It's not too hard. But the nuancy things, he's talking technical jargon, and you're like, so this round spinny deal right here, that's a nut.
That's
okay, and that goes on this thing, this long pointy thing, that's a bolt. Okay.
We kind of did that when we milked cows back at the farm. Like, it was similar.
There you go. Yeah.
I could just see at a point I would look at you and just kind of go,
It's definitely a trying experience, to say the least.
Been on spaceships a lot. I haven't been engineering on them.
But 3 weeks in space, you all have that downtime, if you have anything in particular you'd like to do, bring it up now. Otherwise, you are 2 days out from the station.
Over the course of the 3 weeks, I'm gonna learn to get to know the AIs a little bit or a lot better, as much as I can, over the next 3 weeks. Speaking to each one, probably speaking with each one for a week at a time to learn their habits and everything like that.
Okay.
Learn what makes them unique.
How?
Mostly through interaction by hanging out in the tree room.
Okay.
Asking them about the systems that they control, how do they control it, what it feels for them to control it, and then how they see themselves in comparison with the ship. Do they see themselves as a beating heart, or do they see themselves as individuals, part of a greater whole?
Give me 3 persuasion checks. The first will be for Corona. All right, give me another one. This one is for Femoral. And the last one for Brachius.
Damn.
From Corona, you get the sense of she's very much not an alpha personality. She's kind of the little sister of the group right now. She seems very timid. She seems very reserved, and one thing that she does manage to speak a lot on is that she misses her sister. You get almost nothing from Femoral. He basically speaks very matter-of-factly, very engineering, very, this is the whole capacity, these are the stats, and he's very cold, almost like he doesn't even want to get to know you. And last, you talk to Brachius, and he appreciates your love for weaponry just as much as he loves weaponry himself. Find a few bit of common ground in that, but it's interesting. I can give you more on that, but I think that's best done in a write-up unless you want to role-play it out.
We can go with the write-up.
Okay. All right. Anybody else doing anything exciting over the 3 weeks?
I'm assuming my 3 weeks is spent trying to teach techs.
That's what you said they were, so yes.
Okay.
I would be doing something similar to what Ox, only specifically to Brachius.
Okay.
Seeing if there was, you know I'm going to go with this, John. I don't think there's some do. Seeing if there was some kind of way that we could almost meld part of his AI into C to where I could control the weaponry remotely.
He says a comms unit would do just fine. You could tell me what you'd like me to destroy, and if the weapon systems permit, I can fuck it up from here. He basically says, as far as melding me into you, I don't want to be inside of you.
Okay.
Ox peeks his head in the door. What?
Do you poke at that at all, or do you just let the statement be?
I'd poke at it a bit. I'd poke at it a
All right,
bit.
how?
I'd be like, has something like this ever happened before? Is that why you don't
Unknown.
do it, or is it just okay?
Says, it has never happened to me or my kin that I know of. He says, I have not heard of any successful meldings, nor anyone who would want to try.
Okay.
Okay. Feeling satisfied with that answer then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And Phoenix, anything?
If I remember correctly, you said when I looked into Wolf's Kid that I would have to like go there specifically to try to figure this out, right?
Or you'd have to file for like official copies. So they basically have to they basically need a record that this person was looking into this. Kind of like semi-sealed public records. You might have to pay a fee, something like that.
Don't send them the paperwork, okay.
I would actually spend this time kind of bonding with the group, getting to know people on a more serious level than we probably have known each other, being just kind of army buddies.
Okay.
Probably when Leech isn't specifically teaching, I'd probably be hanging out with him the most. Just have that like connection to him.
Okay.
Kind of using that as like the explanation of the blood brother thing that we took.
What sort of things are you guys talking about?
I would probably see. Oh shit! All right.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
I could see like his family, how he made like drugs.
Is that something
if
you're gonna
he's
tell
willing
him,
to-
Leech?
If he's willing to talk about family, I wouldn't pry too much if he wouldn't want. to.
I kind of figure Anders at this point is very open book about things.
Okay.
He
Well,
was very proud in what
let's
he
do
did.
this then.
Okay.
Let's have that conversation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm not really ready for that. I just kind of thought of this on the seat of my
Welcome
pants.
to role playing.
I don't like role playing. Okay.
Nice.
So how about
So do you
that
like in the
So what?
afternoons?
sports
Sports
ball
ball
team?
What's the story with your parents? Like, I know you guys don't get along, and I know they're kind of shady, but like, kind of shady, and
Oh. At this point, I will look at you and be like, we'll need whiskey to have this conversation.
one step ahead of you.
All right. So after pouring myself a nice solid drink, I'd sit down and I'd look at you and be like, all right. So the big thing that I understand about law, especially with selling of things that are highly prohibited, is pretty much there's a laundry list. There's always a record or a receipt as to where things go. One of the things my parents did that I didn't agree with was they'd make 90% of their sales very public, very out in the open. But 10% of their sales were always to the people that could afford it, or the people that probably shouldn't have an industrial strength engine of that magnitude strapped on their personal vehicle. And I would always ask, well, why do they have it? And their answer was always, that's not our business. Our business is to sell them the engine, not to ask questions. So whenever I started to realize as I got older, that created quite a rift between us, because I realized about half of the story they told me was always a lie. So why be a part of it?
Can I ask you a question without offending you?
Of course.
Where's the line for you? Because, like, I get your parents might have done some shady underdealing, but didn't you make drugs?
Oh, I did. I made drugs.
So, just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. Like,
It's true.
I mean, I'm not
So-
trying to shit talk. You know, you do you. I'm not judging you, but what do you?
I guess it was more of my perspective. So, to get away from engineering, like, I understand all of it, and I was like, this is cool, whatever. The desire to be an engineer wasn't really my focus. And whoever is making me echo, fuck you. It's throwing me off. But it wasn't my passion, and I decided I wanted to try to help people. So then I went to school to become a doctor, and I thought that would be cool. And then I realized the people that actually need the help are on Kethra, and they can't afford solid medicine. They use robotics for everything. And at that point, that's when I realized how Novus worked, and it was all about that. It's all about the bottom dollar.
Dude, don't get me started. I'm fairly certain by this like point in the conversation, I'm a few drams into the whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm a couple fingers in.
Yeah. Dude, don't get me started with how shit is on Nova. Do you actually want to know what happened to me?
Of course, yeah. Let's hear
You
it.
want to know what happened to me? All right.
Yeah.
I got a sister. She was my best friend for like the longest time. I come from, let's say, an affluent family, a very affluent family. Apparently, as you probably know, there's a seedy underbelly to those affluent families, right?
Oh, I've dabbled.
Well, apparently, my loving sister, who was like my best friend, decided that credits were worth more than me, and actually sold me out to a little underground organization who basically tortured me for a couple years. So, I get being fucked over by people who just want money. I get it.
Your sister still around?
I really haven't gotten in contact with her since that happened. This was quite a few years ago.
Are you ever gonna try to right that wrong, or are you just gonna let sleeping dogs lie?
I haven't really thought about it. Would I like to get revenge on her? I kind of want to know why. Like, was it really just for money? But another part of me doesn't want to find out, because when I find out the answer, I might not be happy with what I hear. But,
Understand.
no, I hate my family.
I'm with you.
Might
I
be
think-
the alcohol, but
Could be. But I think at this point, alcohol just lets us talk honestly with one another.
Probably.
I want to say I suffered for looks at character backstory. I know I wrote it all down. I just honestly don't remember how long.
Looks at things I should know about myself. I do that same shit. What did I name that guy?
Oh, I actually didn't put down how long it was. So, wait, yeah, okay, I was 15 when it happened. Yeah, it was about a year. It was about a year.
It could be a long year. I can see that breaking anybody.
The scars I have are not from war. Let's just put it that way.
I get you. Maybe once we can actually figure out what the fuck we're doing and what we're going about, maybe that's something we fix. Knock that part out. I mean, Charlie's not running a mafia by any means, but he's got a bunch of bad people. Novus is not the cleanest place.
Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of damage I did, but I did kill a few people to get out of there. That's actually why I was sent to the military in the first place. I killed a few very important people on Novus. Might have injured a few. I don't know if they were dead. I'm fairly certain they were dead. But
See, I only went to prison simply because of business dealing went wrong. See, I was smart and I kept my recipe. Never wrote them down, never put them in anything. I never allowed anybody to actually see my work. The thing was the guy that I had organized for transportation and sales and all the other bullshit, and gave him that job. After he felt he had enough of a stockpile of goods, he turned me in. When my girl helped him do it, it all fell into place. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time when 50 cops showed up. There's nothing more I could do about it. So it was one of those, well, I figured my parents own a giant chunk of Novus. They control the shipping industry because if they just turn off the engines, no one can go anywhere. Figured they'd just pay my ransom or my quote-unquote debt. But in reality, they didn't want any part of it. So it was to teach me a lesson, is how my mother put it. So my lesson to her was, fuck you. I'm not going to take on the reins when you guys die.
here's to lessons we never learned.
Ah, yes.
Dilly dilly.
I like it. All right, so let's this goes on for a while, and you guys get to know each other a little better, and kind of get this brotherhood a little deeper than uniform, a little deeper than being shot at together. Just that little extra, that little something. Perfectly aligning with your guys' blood brother affinity. So, 2 days out from Tarzanite Station, you get hailed by a ship that basically says you're entering Tarzanite space. Be advised, they transmit and beam to you from a fairly far distance current asteroid charts. Make sure you don't crash into shit. And basically say, if you are going to be docking at the station, be advised you would need to approach from the southern side, giving you a set of coordinates. Basically, Habitat A is your docking berth if you want it. And it's basically like beamed from far away. You're probably guessing from some sort of scout ship. You don't even pick it up on your sensors, but you do get the transmission.
Make it so, number one.
Engage.
Yes, and just respond affirmative to Tarzanite Station. We will approach from that vector, and then I guess I would just look over at a screen and be like, "Hey, Corona, can you take us around?"
And Wolf,
Affirmative.
never show me your armpit hair that closely ever again.
I'm so sorry.
You gotta make it breathe.
No, he like leaned over and was like, here's my armpit, everybody.
I like it. All right. So, any preparation, anything you'd like to do, or just ride it in? 2 days of blowing your food supply.
I'd ask if anyone has this armor I've got doesn't feel quite right. Does anyone have another set?
I guess I would look in my closet and be like, "I have my old light armor. You want that?"
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only other thing I have is my laminate suit, and you're not getting that because that's my pimp shit.
It's ballistic suit, right, Nick?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. I guess I'd sit down with everybody at one point during breakfast or lunch or dinner and just be like, "Okay, so we know we don't have a lot of supplies. We know we don't have a lot of money. We know we have very little defense on our ship. Our guys in the ship are barely armed. We need to be smart. Not flashy. Let's fly under the radar, because if shit goes sideways, we need to leave without being fucking blown up." Everyone cool with that?
I prefer not getting blown up, so yeah.
Okay. I'd be like, I put down my tablet that has my current logistical needs on it, and just be like, we need to make some cash, because we're going to run out of food in the next few weeks if we keep flying.
You see Brian pipes up at this, taking a sip from like a teacup. He's made himself some sort of breakfast tea. He looks up and he's like, "So, what do we know about this chap of yours, or this mate of yours, Tex?"
Basically from the message, she's someone I used to work with. Basically sent out a message to everyone we used to work with, and basically said we need help, pirates. Basically, there's some funds they had access to, as well as access to mining or raw material that we might be able to sell off.
So, no number on how many pirates?
I don't remember. I don't think there was, correct? The message you told us.
It looked like it was hastily typed.
Yeah.
Like it was this was a beam out of the station of opportunity that didn't really have a lot of time.
Gotcha.
And she literally CC all and then threw it out. So, but yeah. What you do remember about her, fiery pistol of a little lady. Really, really good mechanic. She can fix damn near any piece of mining equipment you guys ever had, and you guys broke a lot of shit. from EV suits to drills to hooks and harnesses to full-on
That's what we do.
loader mechs. No, I meant more techs in his asteroid mining days or his comet mining days specifically. And she was not the head mechanic, but the one you'd bring it to and knew shit would get done. Young, but really fucking smart. Good with her hands. Last time you remember seeing her, short, like 5'4", 5'5", maybe. Pretty skinny. She's a spacer, so most spacer kids are punk like hair, like darker clothes. But if you're fairly certain if you saw her, she has some very angular facial features that kind of go well with her darker skin complexion. So you'd be able to pick her out. You're pretty sure. Unless she had like full fucking tech surgery on her face. But yeah, that's about all you remember.
All right, tell that to everybody.
Okay. So, chaps, we're planning to go in quietly, not attract a lot of attention on a space station full of pirates, with a little bit of guns. Now, Lemmy and I are up for a challenge, obviously. However, what's our plan of attack?
What's our plan of what?
Attack.
Attack.
I think the main thing will depend on is if they have a ship there docked. If they've got a ship there, then we're going to have to deal with that before we could actually touch the colony. But if there isn't one, we could either bombard it from away, we can close in.
He's like, well, we have the one cannon I know that's operational, with very few shots. You have 10 exactly, by the way.
Good to know.
You have 10 rail rounds. Now, note, you can literally fire anything out of a railgun. Literally anything that's metal can be shot out of a railgun. However, if it's not aerodynamic, it has a chance of nicking one of the sides and fucking up your entire ship because it'll knock the magnet out and shoot it off at the vector it breaks. So usually it's a nice, smooth hunk of metal, or very, very proportionate to the thing. It doesn't take a lot for it to impact, but the rounds you do have currently are 10. Well, excuse me, 10 plus 1. You have one that's loaded. So, but that is the only operational weapon you have on your ship. However, usually you don't dock with shields on, because it fucking drains your energy, kills the life of your stuff, and a rail cannon round is very, very potent. Put in the right place, you might be able to disable a ship, at the very least. Maybe not kill it, but cripple it.
Hey, Leech. What do you know about that kind of ship that they have?
I don't know, honestly. We haven't seen it.
We have no idea if they even have one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were... I'm sorry.
No, you're still 2 days out, yeah.
We were just strategizing for what we'd do.
Take us forward, number one.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are full fucking sublight cruising there as quick as possible. 2 days out. So you literally can't go faster.
Depending on how it's set up, we just bought spacesuits.
I agree.
We could have, if you know a lot about the ship, this would be very difficult, but if it's like docked from, in space, push 1 or 2 people to that ship, disable it.
It'd be really hard to get that close to us, though.
With a
It depends
ship,
if they're running their
yes.
sensors.
So ship shields, are they the ones that are like, here's the ship, there's an area around it, or are they the ones that are like tight around the ship? Like it's that exterior layer?
They are projected away from the ship in a quarter hemisphere. Some ships, larger ships, usually can have a full half hemisphere. Like not a quarter, not like one facing. So imagine it if a 5 foot by 5 foot square, ship shields can affect one side, and they're not close up on the ship, they're on one side of the thing. That's what the engineer does, and a ship usually diverts power from one side to the other, allowing basically a energized projection field to stop projectiles, or slow them down enough so they
It's not
stop.
just there, so like
Yeah.
a floating person wouldn't bounce off it, they would just...
What I was more wanting.
It's
making
not like
sure of-
Star Wars or something like
Yeah,
that. It's
That's
more
what
like
that's what I mean. Yeah.
yeah.
I was just more confirming if we do drop someone off that if they projected their shields, it'd be behind them, which it would be. So
Mhm.
that's all I cared about.
Also, usually if you're going slow enough, you don't get hurt by the shields. So you could float in
Gotcha.
super slow, and it's designed to stop fast-moving projectiles.
Fast things.
Or slow things just go slower, so you could push your way through the shields. But usually docked ships don't run shields simply because it's a drain on the battery, or the drain on the generator. So
I mean, I'm not saying that's a concrete idea. I'm just saying
It's
think
an
about all the
idea.
possibilities.
If shit goes sideways, I can always just right the ship, and we can always just blast it
Mhm.
with our cannon.
Yeah, but I think blasting their ship and then docking and then trying to talk our way out of this.
Oh, I
would
agree.
I think it'd be easier to disable their ship, dock, and then be like, "Hey, y'all should calm the fuck down." Blah blah.
Yeah.
Leave,
I think if we
and
shoot
then
their
murder
ship,
them
they're
all.
not going to be in a talking. Oh, there we go. That's a part of the plan I agree with.
Brian takes another sip. He's like, so perhaps some of us stay on the boat, some of us go in, get a little recon. If they don't come back in a certain amount of time, we come in guns blazing with a ship shooting in our back. Perhaps.
Sounds like we definitely need to keep people
I
back.
can't argue with that.
Yeah.
He's like, I would suggest, since you all work well together, me and Lemmy stay back.
Just
Are you
know.
suggesting you captain my ship? No, I'm just kidding.
No, not at all. I would just simply like to press the big red rail cannon button.
Just know.
I can
I
understand
trust
that.
you. But if you take off with our ship, I will pull off your nuts myself.
I will look for you.
I would be honored
He
for you
doesn't
to
mean that
remove
as a
my
threat.
nuts. If I did such a despicable act.
All right, we understand each other.
He gives you a wink and a nod, and understood. He's like, now that goes for you too, Lemmy. He's like, yeah, I know.
Nah, he just gets spaced. I don't like him as much.
Fuck you too, Tex.
I like Lemmy. He's nice.
He's
He
nice.
protected me against the damn droid.
He protect. He attack too. So, plan of attack.
And he has the name of a mythical god I once heard of.
He does have the guitar skill.
He was a master bard.
Right. So, unless you have any other important things to talk to, 2 days go by quickly, and Tarzan Station comes quickly into view. You are hailed once again by the station, and as you do so, they are basically repeating the same information, updated, however. And as you get there, welcome to Tarzan 2. Habitat.
Spaced under.
Habitat A is basically blown up for you in that little square up in the corner. Shoot this over the battle map for folks so they can get a look. Zoom in a smidge. But Tarzmeat Station, as you do approach, you do instantly see, and it pops up on your short range scanners that you do have, which are very short range. There are 2 docked Corvette class ships. Same kind, different loadout on guns. One looks more cannons, like small cannons, like point defense style cannons. And the other one looks like it has just fucking missile tubes. That's it. Doesn't even have like any deck cannons or anything. But again, you guys are running slick on your ship currently, so. But yeah, there's all their side ports, all their top ports look like they probably have about 4 missile pods. So.
Just as a what we done.
You broke up. Say again.
Which one of those ships would be more deadly to our ship? Will we know that? Like if we're more
You guys are
vulnerable to missiles or cannons?
ground pounders. So you're really not naval officers.
Okay.
So what do you think would fuck you up more, bullets or bombs? Your pick.
I'd ask Brachius. Looking at the basic complement on the ship's exterior, which do you think would be easier to fight if we had to fight one-on-one?
In a one-on-one fight, the missile cruiser would be easier to kill. We could disable more of its guns. And if we disable its engines, we could outrange it with our cannon.
Good to know.
Now,
The bullets
These
will
two-
keep flying.
sorry.
No, you're good.
These two ships, are they marked at all?
Do you need me to mark them?
Like,
Oh,
they have
are you
markings
asking? Are
on
they?
them.
Well, it's
What's
kind of
their paint
hard.
job
Yeah,
look like?
kind of hard. Basically, it's like a just a iron kind of gray exterior with almost rust-colored highlights and markings. Give me a perception check. I'm gonna put M for missile and P for point defense on the map for you. Okay, with the perception, looking out the ports, looking at stuff, kind of squinting, looking at one of the screens, you don't see any markings. Like, they're deliberately have no markings, no names on the side, no colors, no corporate, no number designation, nothing. They're absolutely dark.
All right, would I know that's common practice, or would that be something that's usually unheard of? Like, do most ships have a symbol on it?
Most ships do. Most pirate ships do. Basically, they gotta promote their brand, right?
Okay. So can't even confirm these are pirate ships yet. All right.
Man, if only we had sensors.
Still wouldn't tell us if they're pirates.
Maybe the special kind of sensors could. Dick.
How much have you drank already, Chad?
Not much.
You said
I'm
it
just
really
being an
slowed there.
asshole.
But you said
Yeah,
it really
I'm
slowed
talking,
there.
therefore.
True.
Alright, so what do you guys think we should try just randomly alpha striking them? We can't necessarily say they're enemies.
I would honestly say, let's get a lay of the land. Let's just dock,
Actually,
and you go talk to your friend, because we don't want to shoot the wrong ship.
I had a thought. Just came. Brian,
Yes, Phoenix.
is Brian wearing his like Mjolnir get up, Mjolnir symboling on it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%.
Okay, Brian, you and Lemmy are not staying on the ship.
Oh, change of plans.
How about I'm thinking something along the lines of, if we can talk to these pirates, if everyone wants to kill these pirates, that's fine. I'm not going to disagree with that, and we can do that. You guys can stay on the ship. Everything's fine. We'll go according to plan. But we have the threat of Mjolnir. What if we were to threaten them that Mjolnir ships are inbound and looking for them? They might fucking hightail it. Especially if we can convince them that enough Mjolnir's coming.
Only one issue with that. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of connection to the weave they get out here, but everyone kind of knows Mjolnir's toast right now. That was big news, was it
Not true.
I think we need to get an assessment better. I think you need, and I'm going to point at Tex, be like, you need to go talk to your friend. Because if your friend is even dead or not around, that's important.
Yep.
And who knows? These pirates might not be pirates. They could actually be the right people, and she's just calling them pirates. Remember, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. So we really need to fucking figure that shit out before we just start blapping people in space.
You know,
I agree.
There's a reason you're my number one. That's smart.
That's what I'm here for.
I think we should dock, have the five of us get off, have them two undock, and then basically they maintain distance while we try to take care of business.
So you're going to bring
Close
the
enough
Corvette into Habitat A station.
Or what we could do is we could have them stay at a distance. Use we could use entropy to dock.
Yeah, I think
That's very important. I need to know what you're doing. You're at
I'm only
about
wondering-
12,000 miles away right now.
I'm only wondering if we should dock with the big ship or the Eclipse if we need to make a quick get the fuck out of here we might need to keep the car running.
I agree with that. So why don't we take Entropy in and leave Eclipse or Nightingale, whichever, because it's not been fixed yet. So we leave the big ship out here. So we could leave the big ship at a distance and just kind of leave the car running and just fly in with our freighter. We could do that.
It'd also make us look a lot less intimidating, so that the pirates might just let us dock before shooting at us.
We do have a rust bucket sitting in our bay.
You see any one of the so-called pirate ships take off, you fire on them with a vengeance. You get to push that big red boom button.
And you're telling this to Brian? Or is Brian going on board? Okay. All right.
No, Brian's staying.
All right, Brian and Lemmy staying then?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'd say
Give you a nod and say, absolutely.
Should we, if they undock at all, or just if they start flying at one of our two ships?
Either.
I'd say if they... I guess I'd ask Brachious at this point. If someone starts locking us with weapons, can you detect that?
Correct. I can detect at a small range, yes.
Play that way.
Can you assist in fighting back, or is that pretty much an operator has to be doing that?
Nope, you can have Brachious take a gunner seat. Basically, Cortana can take a pilot, Femoral can take an engineering, and Brachious can take a gun. I do.
Brian, you hear that?
Indeed.
So if you need to... No, don't fire at them. If they're leaving, let them leave. But if you're getting attacked, feel free to defend.
Okay. So, just leaving it out in the middle of space and heading in with the transport?
Yeah, I guess
how many minutes out would we have the...
It depends on how fast the ship is, but I'm talking in miles. Currently you're 12,000 miles and slowed, so your approach would be slow right now.
Now, as a matter of perspective, 12,000 miles to Chad is fucking massive.
Basically out of long sensor range before they can determine we have a picture on what that ship is. You're closing in on that 10,000 mark, which is long sensor range.
All right, we'll leave it at 11,000 and then we'll take the ship in.
How long would it take that ship to get 11,000 to us?
About 30 seconds.
Okay, cool.
You can move 3,500 feet per turn.
That's all I need to know.
Mile a second, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Easy
Brian,
Yes.
do you happen to have any remote explosives?
I have a few blocks of explosive charge, yes. Not many. I have 4 to be exact.
Ox, quick thing. You might want to be careful with explosives, and I'm saying this to everybody. You might want to be careful with explosives on a mining station. They mine many different types of things. Not all of it is minerals. Sometimes it's gases. Some of them are very combustible. I'd not recommend.
I would like to
grenades.
point you quickly to the top gray box. 8 and 9, coolant tank. EXP means explosive. If you see an orange and yellow line, it's an explosive line. Refinement tanks.
Number 9 is made of film, so
FLM means flammable. If you see a yellow outline red pipe, or a red pipe with yellow stripes,
or inflammable.
It is flammable. It ignites. Yeah.
It means the same fucking.
I know.
Inflammable means flammable.
El fuego.
We don't know the situation we're walking into.
Nope.
Yeah.
But with something like a remote explosive planted in the proper areas, we have whomever is there by the balls.
Ooh, teacher.
And if there's anything I like to do, is to make sure to have them by the balls.
Is A, B, and C set up the same way?
Damn near. There are slight variances, but for the most part, yes. I.e., the major buildings are set up the same way because they're literally prefabbed, but inside of the buildings are going to be different. So like Habitat Corporate Center 1 and Habitat A is going to look different than B. They're run by different companies.
But they're both going to have coolant tanks and refinement tanks.
Yes.
Brian, if you somehow get word from us to do it, you shoot those.
Cheeky fucker. All right.
This is under like extreme conditions. Like this is
understood.
This is the Alamo. If it's over,
It's the space outlet.
take this place out.
Gotcha. He says, I can target the coolant tanks on Habitat A if necessary.
No, we're gonna probably be on A. I'm talking about B or C.
Oh, you on B? I thought you were going balls deep, sir.
Dog, don't kill us, man.
Clever ploy. I will target B then. Unless you radio back otherwise.
Look, forget I said it. I'll tell you if you need to. You're gonna kill me, goddamn.
In
Brian, you're not instilling faith in me, man.
Hey.
In the meantime, can I please get those 2 charges and their detonator?
He hands you 2 and hands you 2 detonators. Remote, you
After-
should have probably 1 mile range of detonation.
After the job is done, if I had to use these for any reason, I will repay you with whatever funds I get.
He just looks at you and he's like, you know what, chap? Consider it payment for saving my sorry ass from memory.
Alright.
You have 2 blocks of Semtex.
I'm gonna look at Ox and be like, I'm gonna quietly get close to you and be like, do you know how to use those?
Well,
Or you just kind of
You all had a basic demolition class in
Dude,
drop trips at school.
He had an explosive
expert.
piece of meat. This guy can handle anything that
Got
blows
it.
up.
He's got it. He will just make that shit look good. It don't even matter.
And tastes good. I really want that piece of meat now.
Outstanding. All right, so
you know,
fast
Leech,
forward.
There's nothing that says death can't be beautiful.
Hey man, you're preaching to the choir. I'm just asking if you know what you're doing. Or
Death
do you
isn't
just
all-
kinda know what you're doing?
you know, sometimes beauty isn't all flowers and shit. It's just stuff that stops you, makes you go, God damn. You know? Sometimes it's just
Art
that.
is an explosion.
All right,
You ever hear the $1 Million Minute?
there it is. All right, so you guys
Locke, you better get that.
hop in your transport ship. A lot of you crammed in the last little bit of supplies. Brian's parting words being like, do send some food back quickly. I can only stretch these rations about a week more. And good luck. We'll keep
We'll
the
get what
comms
we
on.
can from here.
He nods. And you guys take off, leaving the comfort of your Corvette, flying through the darkness of space. You immediately, once you hit that 10,000 mile range, you get bloop, you get picked up on radar as you get basically, you know, entropy, please state business, and please be prepared to dock at Habitat Alpha Docking Bay.
Send back the codes.
Please
They're old,
send in
but
that
they check
we're,
out.
We're
They
looking
check
for
out.
work and blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's my response. Is looking for work. Recently heard of contract looking for more miners that have experience bringing our freighter with us.
Give me a deception check. Okay. They say, Roger, as you know, as stated, dock at Berth Alpha in Habitat A. We will see you when you get on board. Be advised, this is a no weapons space station. Please leave all weapons on your boat. Be advised, if you do bring weapons on board, you will be shot.
And y'all wondered why I learned how to punch people.
We're miners. What do we need
Is
weapons
there a way that I
for?
can hide my knife in my boot?
You can try.
There's
There.
a knife in my boot.
Concealing
Usually
weapons
not.
is a sleight of hand check.
Usually knives are a little bit different, anyway.
You have advantage. Knife is concealable.
Hey Leech, can you see this?
There you go.
There we go.
Am I
Cool,
looking at your
I-
rifle
I-
sitting on your back?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It kind of sticks out a little bit.
No, I don't take the rifle, but I do take my pistol. And that 19 is my sleight of hand check.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw my med back on and split with me, and I'll just leave my pistol tucked under the driver's seat and my rifle within arm's reach of the driver's seat.
Okay.
I'll leave my weapons.
Okay.
Can't leave these though.
I definitely want to bring these 2 bricks of Syntex. So,
Keystring, dude.
I'm gonna look at you. And be
Oh,
like, pretty much
God.
search us, dude. Like this is a bad call.
I don't like not having.
You
the
really
upper
think
hand.
they will?
Well, I'm gonna look at Ox and just be like, remember, this is recon. So not all of us have to get off the freighter.
Actually,
You can
know
always
what?
just run guard here.
That's not bad. I think 3 of us should go and 2 of us should stay.
I
All
agree.
right.
All right.
I can-
Who's
I can
going?
stay
Who's
at the
staying?
ship then.
I'll go.
I don't bring any of my weapons.
Well, Tex, that's a good idea because you might need to PID
Yeah.
the fucking lady. All right, so
Yeah.
Tex is going, Phoenix is going. Who else? Leech or Wolf? Or both?
I'm staying.
Okay, so Wolf and Ox are on the boat. All right,
Okay.
so the two of you come in. You pull into a docking bay, and as you come in, you can see there's a small deflector kind of energy field that dissipates. A door opens, and you're allowed into a pressurized, like, atmospheric room. The door's shut behind it. Another set of doors open, like a gigantic spaceship airlock almost. And you come into a very odd low G docking bay. But you do get seated in one of the berths. There's maybe 2 other ships similar to yours. They're like space 18-wheelers, pretty much. Look to be beat up a little bit, but for the most part in good shape. One of them's like a dark yellow color, has some corporate markings on the side for, excuse me, whatever the shipping company was, Sindri's. Sindri's Hauling, and then the other one also is Sindri's Hauling, but it doesn't have the same color scheme. Looks like a white paint job on it. But those 2 are docked. There's about 5 or 6 extra small docking bays, as well as you can see another partition in the Bravo section where they have a larger freighter, like a hauler. Like it looks like an 18-wheeler, like freight train almost. Just a bunch of cargo containers stacked on stacked, and basically a piloting capsule that pushes these things to where they need to go.
Is it bigger or smaller than the Eclipse?
Smaller,
Okay.
but comparable class. So it would be a light Corvette.
That's
So yeah,
Okay.
Bigger or
Yeah.
smaller than the ship we're on right now?
definitely bigger.
Bigger.
You have a small transport. That is a
Yeah.
light Corvette.
Right
So-
here. He is here.
Yeah. All right. So you pull in, and as you do, you pull into what seems to be a sort of docking bay. As you do, please place yourselves in this room right here.
Can you ping it again?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
This room right there. Bing. This little green spaceship thing is your transport freighter for right now. So the 2 of you staying on it, go ahead and make sure you keep yourselves there. But the rest of you disembark, and as you do,
So as they get ready to disembark, I'm going to police up their extra shit, and I'm gonna just put Phoenix's mags in like pretty much like a butt pack, pretty much, and just sling his rifle over my shoulder and just be like, if shit goes weird, you call us and we'll come gun blazing. And then I'm gonna hand Wolf's rifle to the Ox and just be like, when we get to you, we'll just hand off your guns.
explain that situation
Wait,
again.
Who's
what?
coming again? I thought Leech
Phoenix
and
is
Tex
going?
were coming with me.
Oh no, I thought Wolf, Tex, and you were going.
No, I was.
No,
staying.
it's me,
Oh.
you, and.
Oh, okay. I guess I left my shit.
Like-
I completely got confused.
Everybody
I mean,
but
if you
Leech
don't-
gets inspiration.
If you don't want to go, that's fine. I want to make sure that I'm clear on who's going and who's not.
That's right.
I'll go.
It's
That's
me,
fine.
Leech, and Phoenix.
Cool. Let's do it.
The heavy and the
Don't
sniper
force
are
Leech to
staying on the
go.
boat.
If he wants to stay, let him stay.
He's already going. Don't worry about it.
I totally misunderstood. I thought Wolf was going.
With confusion in the door, this airlock kind of black bulkhead door opens, and a man wearing what looks to be pretty decent armor. As you look at it, it's almost military. It's just enough corporate, just enough private to not be military. But it is definitely a nice plate carrier. It provides good thing, and you can see that it has a trauma plate in the front and the back and 2 on the sides. He has a fucking nice-ass SMG style rifle across his side. Very small, short-barreled rifle, but it looks to be a nice laser sight on the front, hollow sight on top. And he simply says, "All right, you guys are the new arrivals. Is everyone coming aboard, or a couple of you staying back? What's the deal?"
We got a couple people staying. We just figured, We talk to management, hammer out a contract.
Management. Okay. Right this way. We'll have to get you checked in. There's a few offices.
Something wrong here?
He just looks you up and down. You can see he's got a look of suspicion. He's like, no, nothing's wrong. Just odd not to see a corporate bunch of stickers on a freighter like yours. Or a hauler like yours.
I'll just look at him and be like, independent contractors.
We only just recently bought this boat.
Understood. Alright, follow me. And he leads you into this room.
As we're walking, I'm like, so normally when we're coming to a mining operation, we don't really get a lot of armed guards. Like, something happened around here recently?
Not the nicest neighborhood. That's all he says. As you walk into this room, you can see...
I'm trying to be very nonchalant,
Yeah.
casual conversation.
You can see 3 others dressed like the individual you had, similar weapon loadouts as well. In this corner, you see a guy which looks to have almost a shotgun weapon, as well as a cut-down version of what the other 3 are carrying. And then in this corner, you see Ox's equivalent here. This guy has a large machine gun on a hoist on his back, and he just sitting there. You can see him messing with a data pad on his arm, just looking, probably sending communications elsewhere. Through this corridor right over here, you see what looks to be another room or another door, but down here is where he's gesturing for you to go. He's like, just find the custom office. Should be the 3rd one on the left.
Sounds good.
The one with the door on it. Alright, so go ahead and position yourselves there. You can walk by this little administrative section, and all the desks are empty. Definitely look like they've had people in them at some point, but no one's working today. A lot of you make your way down. This guy does follow you down and kind of takes point. He's like, should be through there, gentlemen. And he just hits a few things on there, and inside you can see, and I'm just going to hand draw him because I didn't get a model for any civilians, but little yellow civilian guy. Ba-ba-da-ba. He's right in there. High quality. 10 out of 10. Cream. Top note. Opening the door, you see a nervous man look at you. He's startled. He's like, oh, didn't know we had visitors. Please, sit down. He's like, check them in, see what they need. Let's get them into a berthing. Maybe some lodging if needed. So long as they're spending money, right, boys?
Well, we're looking to make money, but
We have a few
we'll
jobs
probably spend
available.
some here.
He's like, well, unless you're employed, we want to take your money. So talk with Clyde here. He'll fix you in.
Did you say his name is Clyde?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's named after me, man.
You got Cal Clyde, we got Clyde Tex, we got Clyde Guy now.
That's how this works.
The man nervously sits at his desk, swings around his office chair, puts a PDF kind of, or not PDF, a personal computer pad, kind of like a data pad in front of you. He's like, please just sign in. I need, the names of the people on the boat still. We won't have them sign in, but yes, that'd be fine. Please come in, shut the door.
Does the security guy walk away?
No, he just stands there.
I'm gonna stand out with him.
No. We all go in the room and close the door like he says. Did the security guy or no?
No, he stays outside.
With the door closed?
Yeah.
I lean in real close. I say, what is wrong here?
He looks at you up and down and rolls a d20.
That is awkward, sir. Why are you rolling dice?
It's the only way I know how to make decisions. No,
Fuck you, I do that in real life.
I know, right? So he kind of looks up at you and he's like, the door closed. He's like, "What are you guys doing here?" This
Do I
is.
recognize this guy, by the way?
Give me a wisdom check.
Tex, what's your girl's name?
My deep-seated memory will tell me. Oh, fuck.
No, it fucking won't.
Jessie is the name of the girl you know.
Sounds like someone else needs to check their backstory.
Nah, she was not in my backstory. John
Nope,
made her up.
made her up.
Hmm.
So he could check, but it wouldn't be there. So that's why he rolled a 2.
Yeah. No, I wrote it down last session. Give me a second.
Jesse
Well,
Drafka.
he just told you it's Jesse.
Okay. I was making sure he didn't fuck with us.
Wow.
Because I rolled it 1.
Ye've little faith.
How
No.
dare you, sir, assume the GM would do such an act?
I would never. I would definitely fucking do that. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Alright, while we're all fucking around, what did the guy say to me?
He says, "What are you doing here?" You ask,
Jesse called us.
"What's wrong?" And he's like, "Jesse?"
Jesse called us. She said help was needed.
His eyes go big for a moment. He's like, She did get a message out. We thought it was impossible. The comms relay on Charlie was destroyed."
That's fine. Give me a situation rundown. What's happening? Who are they? Why are they here? About how many? I want to know everything.
He kind of looks around. He's like, puts his fingers to his mouth and gives you the international shush sign. He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. But if you know Jesse, we can get you set up with work." And he types something out on the data pad.
That sounds great. Just what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh yeah, your comet haulers? Oh," he starts typing this in. "Oh, technicians for coolant? Oh, perfect. We have openings in that due to the recent accidents that happened in Habitat Charlie blowing up, mostly." As he's rapidly typing away.
We didn't notice that as we fucking drove in that one of the habitats was blown the fuck up?
The habitat looks fine from the outside.
Oh.
At this point, I'm going to text Ox with my seed, and I'm going to be like, something strange is happening. There are currently 5 armed individuals outside airlock near ship.
Whoops.
Get guns. Please.
Not yet.
We're not going just yet. Be ready.
I will type out my response now.
Okay.
Leroy!
Time's up! Shh, let's do this! Puts the
There's no
syntax in his
response. All you
pocket.
hear is minigun fire down the hallway. Fuck.
Response is
that
the
Ox.
D. He's like, "Let's do it."
Is that really your response?
Yes.
The longest of these.
Oh wow! So you respond in text a 3, and
It's
then
a coded message. I'll teach you how to read it later.
several equal signs, and then a D. All right. Wolf on the outside. You see there are some ventilation shafts, but none that are big enough for you. Looks like they're all fairly small, like normal ventilation shaft size, not like assault guys creeping through the ventilation shaft size. So unfortunately you don't see any. Easy entry points is the door they all went in. Seems like this is probably designed to have one entry, one exit, seeing as it's exposed to an airlock door, which would probably be bad if there was a breach. So it's a secondary precaution against, oh shit, we just got sucked in the vacuum of space. Is there ever oxide vents? Only on occasion. They're beautiful. The biggest events. But you send the message, and the guy basically says, "Oh yeah, I'll set you up with Jessie. She can get you situated. That sounds He's talking like this is obvious. He's being horrible at trying to be covert, but he's talking really loud and very nervous. And he's typing into this thing.
Sir, take your tone down.
So yeah, he looks at you, nervously
Casual.
shakes his head. But as he's typing, he says, "We've been overrun by some assholes who we don't know much about. They killed the CEO of the Charlie Habitat, and they've taken over the base. They're slowly robbing us public executions in the streets for people not obeying curfew or asking too many questions. Shit's bad, man. Game over, man.
Game over.
It says...
Nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
It says, see Jessie, she has resistance.
She Jessie.
You broke
she has
up
what?
really bad.
See Jessie, she is the resistance.
Understood.
And then he quickly deletes all that, brings up a few files, and just smashes buttons. Okay, everything looks to be in order. Sure, here's your temporary pass. Don't lose it. I only have one. It should
Quick
get you through
question.
most habitat doors.
Quick question. I saw some really cool ships by sea. Whose are those? They look really good.
He's like, them. He just mouths the words them.
Oh, you're not
to you.
sure? Okay, no problem.
Yeah. But he says, sure, take this. And he shakily, kind of hands you a little key card that basically gives you access to most common throughways.
Thanks, man.
Agreed.
Hey, thanks for your service. You have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, sir.
You guys too. Welcome to the station. Almost begins to weep. Ox start racking up all the weapons, placing them near the drop door, all that good stuff. Not a problem. Causes a little bit of ruckus, but nothing that they could hear through blast doors. So yeah, you're able to situation those things however you'd like to on the loading ramp.
Well, the crates and stuff,
Mhm.
for whatever we have, I want to put like in front of the door and where we can have cover when shit goes south.
If a fight breaks out, I'll just let you draw that part of the map. Fair enough?
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So
So back to the guy. So
Yeah.
which way do I go from here?
he's like, they'll show you. Have a
Okay,
great
thanks, man.
day. And yeah, he goes back to
Sounds good.
nervously sitting and typing in some sort of report. But you're not sure. The door slides
I'm gonna look at him
open.
and just like pull a cigarette out of my pocket and just be like, "You need a smoke?"
He's
You
like,
good?
those are forbidden on the station.
"Oh, good to know."
I just look at you with the fucking most dumbfounded look. What have I told you about the fucking gases, you moron?
Yeah, the guy actually points to the ceiling,
Yeah,
and you can
have
see
gas.
an orange
We get it,
line
Tex.
running across the ceiling.
Fucking take away your cigarette, just like, give me that.
The door slides open, and you can see the same guy kind of say, "Everything in order? What's the situation?" The guy, Clyde, goes, "Oh, they literally, except for this one," he points at Tex. He's like, "Who has a good background?" But he's like, "These guys are Roughnecks, good. Some of them know even refining. They'll be good additions to the openings." And he's like, "Good. I sure you gave them the good welcome package then, hey?" He's like, "Yeah, I told them to go talk to one of the mine foremans down, or the refinery foremans down in the commercial center. They'll probably need to refuel, right, boys?"
Sounds
Yep.
right.
Looking forward to working with you guys.
He's like, "Huh. Well then, I guess we should show you to your new home for a bit."
Yeah, at least a couple weeks. Let's do this.
Contracts will be sent to you by the evening. You'll have 48 hours to decide. Standard, blah, blah, blah. He's like, "You can fucking read over them. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, follow me, shitheads." And he starts walking
Alright.
you this way. Down and around to this area. Eventually up into this room to a lift right there, which basically leads to... It basically says Habitat A Commercial Zone tram.
The entire time that we've been walking,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think like before, but since here, I'm like looking around, like just casually, just kind of like looking around, seeing
Perception.
things. But I'm actually looking for cameras, things that might be sensors, that kind of stuff.
All right. Perception.
No, I
Mhm.
looking. There we go. But yeah, cameras, sensors, anything that would give anyone information that we're in this area, you know what I mean? That type of thing.
Those orange yellow dots are the four cameras that you saw. They basically look down the corridors, basically give a good field of view of most of the places. There was also one inside this area. Now that you remember.
I was gonna say, so there's nothing in the room that we're in.
In this room, no, there would be one. Would it be on that side, or it would be on this side, because they'd want to see who's trying to come through the causeway. So, and it looks directly at the door. Okay. But yeah, you pass other offices, a more lavish office in this area right here, as well as what looks to be some sort of skylight with some odd apparatuses, like cylindrical tubes or whatnot. Passing this area, you see what was probably some sort of decontamination room, and you really didn't go any of the other ways. This area right here is a skylight, which kind of is a weird thing to say in space. It's not really skylight, it's a space light. It basically just has a translucent roof, which you can see the coming and going of asteroids.
I love how everything in this game is now just...
It's a space light. I don't know.
Space light.
It's a space light. All right.
The worst part is as soon as you say space light, everyone knows what you're talking about. Oh, okay.
So, you make your way into this room where there is what you can only see is a old, rough, beaten, nasty set of dudes operating a tram. That basically a large metal tube that goes deep under the body of the asteroid. High-speed tram probably takes you from the docking bay to the commercial zone, basically.
Does it look like... Basically, every time we pass somebody, I want to, like... and I'll roll now for, like, an average. But basically, everybody we pass, I'm trying to eye up whether they look like they're working for these guys or if they're locals. You know what I mean?
The first authoritarian guy with a gun that you see is simply working the end of this tram, making sure it comes in and it breaks. He's basically like an emergency operator for this section. You look at him, he looks absolutely glassed out of his mind, just like he's high on something. When the tram operator comes, it's an old grizzled looking roughneck guy, cybernetic arm, cybernetic leg, half his head shaved. You can see a large metal implant on one side. He just kind of looks at you guys like, new here?
Yes, sir.
The military guy kind of says, yep, they're headed to the commercial section to go meet their liaison, new recruits. He's like, picked a hell of a time to show up to this fucking shithole, boys. Get aboard. You can see him, the guy on the tram, and the military guy lock eyes for a moment. The military guy just stares him down. The guy on the tram just gives him a smirk and nods. Says, have a nice day. And fucking bolts the fucking tram back the other way. And it's about a 5-minute ride, he says. He's like, y'all might want to think about leaving here and not sticking around. Get what you need and go.
I take it that the military guy stayed behind as we got on the tram?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you guys are alone with this roughneck dude on a tram, zipping by through underground corridor that's barely lit.
Are we safe here? And I don't mean on the station, I mean in this tram.
Depends on your definition of safe is. But if you're worried if those motherfuckers are gonna hear you, they probably can't. Tram's too fucking loud.
What's going on?
Corporate takeover. Far as I can tell. Some fucking merc group. Not exactly sure what the fuck their outfit is, but he looks. There's a lady inside here. You go find her, she'll tell you all you need to know. Goes by the name of Jessie.
Have you heard of Diadem?
Fuck no, what is that, a diet food?
It might be. Okay.
Kind of grunts at you.
Do they wear any symbols or anything like that?
Only the officers, sometimes. A lot of the times they keep shit slick. He's like, But I ain't heard nothing, and I don't know if you're fucking spies, so I ain't gonna say more than I need to say. Capiche?
Understood.
Fair enough.
Kind of a weird way to put that. Every one of you give me a wisdom check.
I was more thrown off by the fact that he said peesh, not capiche.
I did say capiche, I guess the ka didn't get fucking there.
Damn. Damn!
Something he said doesn't add up. Why would he say this person is the head who will get you sorted out, and I can't tell if you're spies afterwards? Seems a little odd. Shouldn't he have done it the other way around? But the ride is quickly zipping.
Is there a data jack or a data port in here?
I don't know.
Can I look around for one?
You look, and the only thing you can see is there's a port that looks like it could be plugged into, but it probably controls this tram. You're not sure if it's connectivity to the station.
I'll just text Phoenix and text and just be like, so Wolf brought up a good idea. I could always try to hack the systems to see what I can get in there. I don't know how strong these systems are. Thoughts? Question mark?
Well, we could be here for 48 hours before we have to make a decision. I think it wouldn't be too hard within that time to get access to a system.
I don't think we're getting off this station without a fight.
I don't think so either, but
I think hacking might not be bad, but every room we've walked through so far has had a camera, and I'm fairly certain they're monitoring those cameras.
well, that's why you just gotta get a little strategic with your placement. If you could notice them, we could shield them while you use the terminal.
Oh, I'm wearing my full helmet, so my face is covered.
I think we should.
You're walking around
Jesse.
with your full helmet on.
Isn't that how everybody else walks around?
Probably not.
Not on a space station.
If you walk around with your full kit on, it's gonna be real heavy after a while, kind of uncomfortable. But you could, if you wanted, I just need to know what you're wearing. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just wearing my armor. I don't have my full kit on since that's all sitting in the ship right now.
Okay. It's fine.
We're trying to get contract work. We're trying to do the whole conversation part before we're actually like, all right, we're bringing in our tools.
I'm just making sure you wanted to go into a interview with a helmet on. So, I mean, if that's how you did it, that's how you did it. So, just making sure.
The packet says he has a nice open face.
I know. That's fine. I mean, I just need to know.
You have a nice open face.
So, 5 minutes go by real quick, and as you do, the tram comes to an abrupt stop, kind of skitters and creaks, kind of lets a nice hiss from the brakes, but eventually goes, "This is your get-off point. Take that little fancy card. Go find Jesse."
You have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, sir. And I'll walk off.
He chuckles. But walking up to what looks to be a large double set of blast doors with basically Habitat Alpha Commercial Zone Entrance 1, or Entrance T, tram entrance. There is a computer terminal right next to the door. If you'd like to utilize it, you can. Otherwise, it's literally a punch button. The door opens.
Poke the door. Just open the door.
Right.
Yeah, then I punch the button.
All right. Opening the door, it kind of opens wide into what you'd imagine to be like a gigantic Costco-style warehouse. You can see small shops kind of lining the outer rims with larger distributors in the center. The main section of it has what looks to be like coolant sales, mechanics, things like that. Stuff that people coming off maybe a ship would need post-haste. There are other distributors on the side that look to be peddling things like rations, other things like that, consumables, clothing, tools, stuff like that.
I have an important question.
Okay.
How much has our hair grown back?
3 weeks worth.
Okay.
I have a strong fuzz going on.
Son of a bitch.
I've never like completely shaved myself, so I don't know how fast it grows back after 3 weeks. So.
Yeah.
I just realized by looking at the name of the space station, and I didn't make any type of "we should pop this" joke yet.
Damn
Son
it.
of a bitch! How has nobody done that?
I know.
You've all let me down.
Blows my mind.
Priorities.
All right. So, with a lot of you exiting into this large open area, the sounds of commerce, day-to-day activity, and all that stuff kind of meet your ears, but nowhere near what you would expect there to be for a place this size. Looking around, you can see a lot of people just kind of like sweeping or wandering kind of aimlessly, or like holding up the wall, just kind of zoned out.
So we were, I walk up to a random person, be like, hey, we were told that we need to go talk to somebody named Jesse.
You walk up to a person. The first one looks at you, stops what they're doing, looks around, looks at you guys, looks at Leech, kind of like, Jesse. She should be over in the mine foreman's office. It's on the northern side of the commerce zone. He just kind of eyes you up and down.
Appreciate it. You have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, sir. And I walk towards the office.
All right. Moving your way through this, you would expect to be harassed by individuals.
My quick question is, by just looking at some of these people, can I do a medicine check to see how their health is?
Sure.
They all have space aids. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I blew my wad on that nat 20 earlier.
You don't even know that you have a disease.
It's obvious. It's obvious something's going on with them. They don't seem normal, or maybe they're just all dim and slow. You really can't tell. But they're sluggish, slow to response.
Okay.
I'm not sure what check I'd use this. How much fear is there in the air? Like, a couple people have looked both ways every time they talk to us. Is that in
I don't
general?
know.
Like, if anyone sees us,
What sort of check would you like to? Maybe an insight.
I don't know.
I think an insight might be good.
Let me get a knife and see if I can cut the fear.
Yeah.
ooh,
It's very quiet and tense. Like,
Okay.
what needs to be done is being done to keep the station running. But there's too many people zoned out, and there's everyone paranoid.
okay.
See a lot of people hurrying to go place to place. Not sticking around doing the normal, like, bartering, chatting. You would expect there to be some commerce happening in the commerce zone.
Maybe a laugh. Yeah.
Nothing. It's very, you get that humdrum of the business behind you, but it's very quiet compared to the size of this place.
Actually, I want to go back to that guy.
All right, he's not hard to flag down. He got maybe 4 more steps before you guys.
Hey, is there a place where the locals gather to have a drink?
It's like, yeah, it's in the family quarters, but you gotta be employed to go there.
Lucky us, we just got employed.
Oh,
All right, appreciate it.
okay. And he just kind of turns and walks.
Damn, I figured we were in the commerce area. This would be like cantina, stores and shit. But all right.
You asked where locals go.
Mm-hmm. You did specifically.
Sure.
There are small restaurants around if you're looking for something like that.
Is there an
don't know.
Applebee's? Just kidding.
A Zapplebee's, yes, but not an Applebee's.
There's an Orange Bees.
An Orange Bee's.
Take Ziddlebees.
Straw. Zud
I love how
Zuckers.
everything is just a space thing, and
So
then
dumb.
all the stores
Z's.
just have a Z in it.
No, I said Ziddlebees because of
Zittleby.
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Tarmazit.
Tarmazit station, yeah. Alright. But yeah, so you guys continue walking towards supposedly the mining foreman's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually you make it to the opposite side of this place, and there is a large, basically office building. One of the signs out front in neons basically says mining foreman. Holographic image of like a mining pick going into an asteroid.
Hey guys, I think this is the place.
Might be it. Yeah, it's not hard to tell. And as you make your way up to the door, it slides open to see a fairly attractive female behind the counter, just kind of sitting there. You're assuming she's some sort of receptionist, but she doesn't really seem to be paying any attention to you guys as you walk in. There's also what looks to be people in the back in cubicles working away, and a few people walking and talking in hushed tones to each other. But as you guys open the door and enter, everyone turns and looks, except for the lady at the front desk who just doesn't seem to give a shit. But, Clyde, you definitely see an old friend. 5'4", darker skin complexion, purple side-cut hair, kind of punk rockish meets space mechanic style attire, with what looks to be a PDF tablet on her arm and a large mechanical arm for the next one that kind of goes up, and you can see it kind of attached mostly to her neck right here. So mostly from like jawline, neck down is all mechanical. And she just she looks and kind of cocks her head at you for a second.
I give her a little wink.
And she just says, "Hold on a minute. Come here, new folk. Looking to get work?"
Yep.
She said, "Come into my office then. We'll get you squared right away."
Walk over.
Yeah. She basically motions for you to go back behind through the little office area into what looks to be a mining foreman office. You see an individual, same outfit as all those other guys, with a gun in the office. Kind of posted up, just flicking through a tablet on the table. Looks at you guys as you walk in. Goes back to flipping through whatever the hell he's looking at.
Just following her to her office.
Yeah.
Go into an office, sparsely decorated. Metal everything. A few pictures on the wall. Nice little mini bar in the corner.
Were there cameras inside her building as well?
Looking at that, there was one at the front reception. Nothing in the back.
Nothing in her office?
Mm-mm. She ushers you in. Obviously playing, kind of speaking up in a higher voice. "So, what brings you down to this part of the belt? Welcome. Come on in. We'll get you set up. I got this one. Thanks." As the guard simply just goes, whatever. She shuts the door, closes the blinds, locks the door.
And
John goes away.
I just had on this. Am I back yet or no?
No. It
Okay.
was so well timed for when you shut the blinds and your image went out.
Let me reload the.
Suddenly John's
page.
masturbating.
You should probably have
You're
us
gonna come
over
back,
on
yeah.
the talking page anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Griff's your back hurt or something, man?
I'll throw you.
Griffin looks like he's falling asleep. Yeah,
He's out.
you're good.
Yeah, I couldn't hear
Testing.
you. What'd you say?
He's sleeping.
If your back hurt or your hip hurt.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
All right, coming back to it there.
Oh,
There we
God,
go.
The novel.
Oh, I'll mute myself. Damn reloads. Better, warmer, stronger, faster. All right.
100% better from earlier.
10 out of 10. All right, so with that being said, she turns the blinds in the office to basically holographic blackout shades that kind of cover the thing, and she looks at you, Tex, and
Space.
she's like, "Out of all the motherfuckers I asked to come help, I did not expect you."
You know me, I always show up where there's a credit or two.
"I'll take what I can get. What the fuck did you bring with you other than these two yokels?"
I got some other buddies, but let's hear more about your problem first, and then I'll let you know more of mine.
She just looks at Leech. "You expecting a fucking firefight there, kid?"
I'll slide off my helmet and be like, when my job is to patch wounds, you bet your ass I'm always ready for a fight.
Well, at least you brought a fucking somebody who says they can patch wounds, Tex. That's good enough for me so far. She says, "And what is this one's specialty?" She kind of shoots you a sly little look, Phoenix.
Make things dead. Now what's going on here?
That seems
He's
you
got a big
brought,
mouth. That's what he does.
brought the right motherfuckers. She's like, all right, I won't cut any corners. I'll just go real quick and dirty like. It's like, about 3 weeks ago. Well, 4 weeks. 3 weeks. Hard. Shit's been a little dark.
Semantics.
She says, about 3 weeks ago, these fucking motherfuckers come rolling up in here, basically shoot out the comms array on the Charlie habitat, fly in there, murder damn near everyone in there, 1,000+ souls, held the corporation people hostage, demanded to talk to the two corporate leaders of the other ones, the Blastock motherfucker and the B&K refinery. She says, wanted to talk to Victor and Patty. Victor and Patty both folded to keep everybody safe, but in their folding, they allowed full access over to these motherfuckers. From the best I can tell, they want to take this place over and use it as a refueling base for some military company. Not quite sure, never heard of them. Something like Tri-Mill or Trimmel, something. She says, they're a bunch of assholes is all as far as I know, and they've taken people who don't take their medicine and shooting them out in the streets. She's like, they got some weird doctor on there peddling some sort of fucking hallucinogenic mind drug that keeps people in a stupor. It's like alcohol, except worse.
Knowledge check. Is that what fucking Leech made?
You
Or
have
he said he made?
you have no idea.
Okay.
He's never
I'm
told
gonna
you.
look at her and be like, so what about this drug? Can I see it?
Fuck no, I don't have any, nor do I take it. Shit's addictive as fuck. She's like,
It's not what I made.
it's gross. It's nasty. She says, but all the good little workers take it so they don't get their brains blowed out. And those who stop taking it do get their brains blowed out. Am I going too fast for you, Shug?
No. 2 questions, though. Could you get a sample of it? And second question, Leech, could you reverse engineer and check it out?
I don't know. I could
First,
probably
that
fuck
sounds
with
like
it.
a process.
She says, getting a sample ain't hard enough. They try to push it on everybody. She's like, but please tell me you brought like a company of motherfuckers to take these assholes out.
We
We
got a
have
couple
enough.
more guys.
A couple more. Ugh. Take what I can get at this point.
We got a gunship. I mean,
Do you know?
Her
You know
eyes
how
perk up
many-
at the gunship comment. She's like, a real bona fide gunship? Like a warship?
Look,
It's got rail
Jesse,
guns.
Jesse, focus.
She turns back to you, Phoenix. Yeah.
How many are there? About
best we
100,000, 50?
best we can count. 2 ships, 50 apiece. So about 100. I got their whole
Where
command
are they?
got their whole command
Okay.
structure mapped out.
They're mostly in sea.
Well, that pretty boy captain of theirs is, yeah.
How many of your people are in sea?
None. They've vented it and don't let us in anymore.
So what you're saying is that it's all their people at sea.
Pretty much.
I send a message to Ox.
Fuck yes.
When I give the word, send a message to Brian to blow C. Blow it to
Got it.
hell.
We using it as a warning, or
I will
Not
caution you. I will tell you right now. Your small little ship does not have a radio array. It has a 1,000 meter range on its comms. It would have to fly out there and tell.
Son of a bitch.
Now the station probably has way better comms and dummy arrays that it could bounce signals off of. That, you know, probably something that you like when you were a day, 2 out, got comms from them. Probably have something that could get signals out. But it sounds like it was in Charlie, and it sounds like it got blowed up. So whatever it
Wait,
is in there
they
now,
communicated with our ship.
they did.
Where's your radio here?
She says, well, they shot it out, but they spent the last couple of weeks piecing it together. They had a couple ships come in with big comms arrays and been working day and night to put it up. She says, why? You got some kind of half-baked plan cooking in that brain of yours?
Well, how many of your people are in B?
She says, spread through A and B, I have 40. Only pistols, clubs, few homemade devices of our own.
Because if I can get a word back to my main ship, I got 2 here. We drove in with one, but it's about 11,000 miles out right now.
That's smart. If you would have docked there, they probably would have tried to take your damn pretty ship, boy. Unless you got a full complement of people.
Let's not worry about that. But the problem is I need to get a message to that ship.
Well, if we get to Bravo, I know a guy who can tap into C. The C habitat has whatever comms they have, and we might be able to shoot a small message out. That's how I sent out my message that apparently Tech still reads his emails for. Appreciate it, Shug.
I could always try to get into the network. How strong is the internet security here?
Well, it's all routed through their ships.
Okay, so
Well,
it's
how
probably
did
pretty
you
strong.
get a message out?
Like I
Or
said,
a person in B.
I know a guy in B, pretty skilled with the computers. Real fucking sleazebag, but, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. She says, I don't know how much longer we're gonna last. Once they figure out how to run the refinery shit for themselves, they have no need for us. She says, there's over 2,000 of us on this station.
What are you finding here?
Well, coolant, doing a little bit of isomer stuff for engines, neutron refinement in the nuclear plants inside these places. Some of them in Charlie was building engines, but that whole place has gone dark, so I don't know what they was doing up there. But a lot of our coolants and things like that were for test stuff like there. Apparently they put rockets on this damn near asteroid. None of them work though.
Wait, you said you had weapons?
We have some scatter and pistols, scatter guns, knives, bottles, chains, stuff that makes fire. Plus we know where all the pipes are that go boom. So if we get them in a corridor, that's what I've been thinking. Try to fight them in corridors, but we start blowing all the corridors, then we lose our connection to the rest of this base.
What I think a big enough explosion could cause the entire asteroid to blow.
More than likely, depending on how big the explosion. You could definitely crack it in half if you wanted to.
Say the size of one of the tanks.
Might need multiple tanks.
Okay.
She said there was 1,000 people on this space station that are hers.
She
Or
says,
how many was that?
I got about 40 willing to fight. She
No,
says,
but how many
Oh.
civilians total here?
well, population of Habitat A and B is 1,300. About 300 corporate personnel, 1,000
They don't
individuals.
matter.
She says, Habitat A and B fully independent. Habitat C could hold up to 2,000. Last reports we got, everyone died there, save a handful of individuals. They need to learn how to run the refinery pumps. Keeping essentials only in C, but like I said, we haven't been able to sneak anybody in there to see what the hell's happening. Security's tight as hell. Like a virgin's butthole on prom night.
So we don't look super suspicious being in here for way too long. What's normally the next step in new hires?
Oh, I give you a good, full, thorough rundown of the station, walk you around, show you your quarters, show you where you're working, that sort of thing.
Let's go do that.
Well, wait a second. We could also think over the contract, use that time to get out onto our ship, and then we could possibly have one of us try to go see what's going on C if we go on an actual spacewalk.
She
I
says,
think it's a good idea to get a look around and see the place as opposed to run back and try to get our guns now.
she says, if you need to look around and see the place, I could definitely do that, regardless of what time. I kind of have a little bit of privilege, especially showing new hires around. As far as the taking a few days to think about it, unless you buy something, sugar, they ain't gonna let you out of here. They will rob you blind, shoot you, take your car.
Yeah, they're not just gonna let us
She's like,
we're just gonna fly away real quick. That's not gonna happen.
They let a few folk buy, but they bought coolant and rations, and basically if they can't make money off you, it seems like they don't give a fuck. That pretty boy captain of theirs that keeps them afloat is a real douchebag. In it for the money.
And that's all stuff we could be buying too. So it's not like it'd go to waste for you to do that route.
Well, I mean, if you're looking
Just
to
saying
get a
it's an
job,
option.
No. I get what you're saying, but when you're looking to get a job, you at least want to get a look at what you're. You know what I mean? You don't want to just be like, oh, cool, you're gonna offer me this job, and then immediately you're gonna want to see the place. You're gonna want to take a tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
It is. So.
And if you can, try to point out like cameras, sensors, all that type of stuff.
She's like,
obviously don't make it, obviously you're pointing out a camera, but
she looks at you and she's like, you got a seed?
mm-hmm.
You look like Novotion, so well, if you got one here, she sends you a contact information to you, and basically beams up a file with basically the schematics of the station, pretty much.
To leech a seed, I'm like, she gave me her number.
Bro, you got the number, bro? Like, yeah.
She gave me the brain digits, baby.
Psych.
It's a wrong number.
Why does your phone number only have 6 numbers?
Ooh.
As this is all going down, I'm going to look at her and be like, I don't want to be a dick, but I'm going to be that dick. What are we looking at for payment for this?
She chuckles and she's like, God damn it, Tex, you still run around with fucking materialistic fucks, huh? Can't do it out the kindness of your hearts, huh? Nah, I'd ask for payment up front too, no. She says, well, if you kill these motherfuckers, you can take off whatever the hell you want. Save a few choice things that I might want. Especially off that pretty boy fuck. I want his balls around my neck brast, but fuck him. She says,
You can have all you want. All their nuts. You take.
I only want one pair of sugar, but she says, she's like, maybe leave us one of the ships. It would be nice to have a little bit of defense. She's like, you can scrap the other one for all I fucking care, or take it with you. She says, honestly, hell, you come into the station and you save our asses, I'll fucking fill you up on coolant. Fucking dirt cheap. If that. Hell, I might even give you a few freebies. Looks at Phoenix. If he plays his cards right, he's going to get more than a freebie.
God damn.
I'll just
darn.
shoot eyes at Phoenix and be like, you want to take a walk? A tour? Let's take a tour.
I need to stand up.
I want to take a tour.
I need to stand. Oh, it's slow to stand up. Slow to stand up.
That comment, I send a fucking thing to him. It's a trap.
She's a trap.
Well, she's
All
a
women
guy.
are
So. No. Looking at this, she basically says, "So you guys in? You gonna help us out with our little problem here? Or you gonna fucking turn tail and run like the last fuckers did?
Who are the last fuckers?
You can go find them fuckers floating out in space around the seaside asteroid over there."
I don't like that fate, so yeah.
She
How
nods.
about we take that tour?
All right, and she walks you around the station, basically showing you all of the commerce section. Takes you on a trip of words.
Whoa,
She
what
takes
are
you.
you
Don't worry, John. Don't worry, John. English is only your primary language.
It's not.
Stroke.
Drunk starts drooling out the left side of his mouth.
No. She takes you on basically a trip of the workstations, going through the northern tram section to the corporate. There is a side route that takes you directly to the refineries, and she basically says, "All right, along these routes, most of the refinery has no cameras. Any sort of our clandestine stuff, we do there. They have a few for security purposes, and they're very wide-angled, and they really don't give a shit. They know we're not going to blow up our lifeblood. We're not going to do shit in our lifeblood area, but we will have meetings there." She says, that's where we usually do dead drops, things like that, to try to get messages to each other. She says, they might not have your comms locked down yet, so use them while you can. She says...
Also, on our seat, to her, I tell her, also let me know if there's any area where, like, explosives or gunfire would be bad.
This whole tramway, horrible. She points up to a line on the left side that is a orange-striped yellow pipe. She's like, that shit will literally blow up. She points to that side. a red pipe with yellow stripes, and she says, "That'll burn all the oxygen out of this place real quick, real quick. Plus, it makes a nice hefty little pop too. So watch your gunfire if you have any. If you can, if you've got frangible rounds, anything like that, flechettes, those would probably be better. Probably won't penetrate the pipes." She says, "But these fuckers are wearing plates, so flechette ain't gonna be the best." She kind of motions as you get to this little intersection here, and basically says, "Here you can either go into the corporate or the Habitat Corporate Center, which is a shit show right now. Bunch of zombified motherfuckers walking around doing menial jobs and tasks that." She's like, "It's a sad state of affairs. They're dragging people out, shooting them in the middle of the street. No one's taking care of the bodies. It's sad." She says, "Up north, in the manufacturing warehouse, that's where they have most of their presents for whoever's guarding this area. They stage there. The hazmat warehouse, we haven't really been able to get good eyes on there, but that's where we keep a lot of the nasties, chemicals, volatiles, things like that." Eventually, she comes around the top part of the Habitat Corporate Center. This is the northern exit. She says, simply leads into the same place. Comes around to the junction right here and says, "All right, this is the family habitat area. We'll set you up with some of the dorm rooms." She says, "I'll try to get you all into one little apartment. Maybe give you a little bit of privacy so you can plan out whatever the hell you have planned." She says, "Like I said, none of us are fighters. If you got any experience that'll help us do this, point us in a direction. We'll do what we can. 40 of us ain't willing to go down without a fight. But we're not the best combatants."
Have you had any issues with snitches?
No, most of them just get drugged out or shot, either by us or them.
Fair enough.
She says they pretty much overpowered the 40 people who worked here who were security in a matter of moments. They definitely move like military. They got military hardware. Got a rank structure.
We have experience with them.
She's like, "You know these fuckers?"
Let's just say we're not in best terms.
We had a run-in with Trimo.
Really? I never heard of them up until this day.
We didn't either.
Wait.
I got some.
We had a run-in with them once, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
main
what I
group
thought.
we pissed off.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. I'm not
Yeah, I got a
exactly the
couple
most rememberiest guy.
Most rememberiest. I like it.
Got a couple trophies from them back on our ship.
She kind of has a little smirk on her face when you mention that. She's like, "Good. I hope whoever you took them from suffered like a motherfucker." But she says, "So basically, we got the command structure of both ships. I'll send it to you." She flicks a little file over to Phoenix. She says, "I tried to dig up anything I could on this Trimmel. Can't even pronounce the damn thing right. I don't know, but there seemed to be a pretty new corporation. Know nothing about them." She basically gives you that. Eventually takes you on a quick driving by tour of the family habitat. It's literally like grocery stores, a big park in the middle, a huge ring of massive dormitories, a few restaurants, a small little area like a library, a recreation center, and that's it. There's not much
That's
there, but there's a base facilities for what you need for a very small town of like 1,000. So
Yeah.
And it's all corporate funded, and you can see the corporate billboards up on the thing. This one, the A habitat is for the haulers, so it's Sindri's hauling. There's a lot of spaceships with like cargo containers on it, and guys jumping out the side with big thumbs up. It's real cheesy and very like, remember, sign your fucking forms so you get your truck money, and so it's really bad. But with that, she takes you up and she's like, "Up there," she's like, "that's a storage warehouse. We keep parts for the station. There's a foundry in there. We can make things we need out of the materials we gather from these mining the asteroids." She's like, "Not much up there except for, well, it's another part of work. If you know anything about fabricators or anything like that, we might be able to get you there if you need something." But she's like, "Other than that, I got nothing." And she brings you back down to the number 2 area again, the commercial zone, and says, now that that's settled, you know where to go, what's in where. She's like, any questions?
My headset actually just shut off.
No, she basically says, you got any questions about anything? She's like, we got to play this kind of to the letter. You guys are probably going to need to go set up in your rooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, we also have a couple people left on our ship, so we might need to head back as well.
She's like, you got gear you need to get in?
A little bit of gear. Is there any type of cases we could use to get some gear in?
She says, they're in it for high dollar items, trade goods, weapons, medical supplies. If you got something you could bring in that's not those that you might need to bring in and could smuggle parts in, they won't check them. She says, but if they could flip it and make $1, they're probably going to confiscate it. They'll put it in their lockup for safety, but they're going to confiscate it.
So there's no
She says,
good way to smuggle weapons.
she's like, she's trying to think. She's like, unless you brought them in from the warehouse or the refinery. She's like, I don't know how you'd get there, though. They kind of are aware of your presence now. The ship, or the shuttle kind of car, kind of comes to a stop as you all depart. She points out all the places where there's cameras on the walk back into her office and says, as she walks in, well, isn't this a nice little place? Quaint. And then she kind of just puts on a show as she walks you guys back to her office and shuts the door, closing the blinds once more. So she kind of looks at you. Got everything you need? She's like, I don't know what else I can help you with.
Honestly, we just want to make sure that we can keep going through the doors.
She nods. That card will get you anywhere. And if you need to get somewhere specific, let me know. I'll see what I can do about getting you someplace. She says, I don't know how much longer we're going to last. Blah.
Lost.
If say my ship over here needed some coolant,
Mm.
would it be brought to my ship over there, or would my ship have to be brought back to the coolant?
I don't know what the fuck your ship is.
It's a transport.
Just a hauler transport.
If it's a transport and it's docked in the bay, they can do it right there and then.
Well, let's
What about
say
Corvette
that-
class?
Well, if your Corvette ain't in there, you'd have to take it on your transport hauler back to your Corvette.
Say we didn't have a transport hauler, how would we get it to my Corvette?
They got a few little transport transport trucks they use to move goods that people buy at the station to larger ships.
Your people or their people?
A mix of both now, I'm afraid.
Can you point me in the direction of your guy that can send out a communique?
She's like, we'd have to get you to Habitat B. It's a long ride.
I'm just gonna look at the two of you and just kind of lean in and just be like, let's just do this like we know. Fucking go room by room, clear the problem, keep the civvies out of the way.
Clear
You know
what
what we-
problem? We can't kill anybody right now.
We can when we get back to our boat.
Speak for yourself.
So, while that's happening,
Go
Ox,
kill all 1,000 of them. Go
Ox,
ahead, go
Wolf,
kill
what
all
are you
100
guys
of them.
Let me
doing?
at him.
You guys are on the ship and it's been quiet. Save for a few little texts. That little lap around the A habitat is pretty much gonna take about an hour to go all around that place. So what are you guys doing for an hour in the boat? In the hostile area where they told you things are bad, and then Ox goes to set up a defensive position, and then it's quiet. Real quiet.
Be right back.
Okay.
So, I would, mostly just set up like a sentry point, just waiting. I don't know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting real edgy. If I can't logically think of a good way to distract what's going on, but that's all I'm doing. I'm like, how can I
All right.
How can I
So,
fuck it up?
give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Just him or both of us?
Just him, until you tell me what you're doing.
Okay.
All right.
I'd just be kind of. I'd be kind of looking for ways to sneak around.
Okay. Give me perception. Well, you already gave me one, didn't you? It was like a 16 or something?
Yeah, that was for.
Or 12, yeah. So looking around, it's not hard to tell. This room specifically, there's only the one blast door in and out. Unless you got a welding torch or something like that, you can cut holes in the walls.
Damn, I left that on the.
Yeah, darn. But yeah, other from your position currently on the back of the entropy, that's all you see. Okay. So just looking around, and for an hour, you're trying to look and look and look, and you find nothing. Ox, your trigger finger is ready to fucking fire.
Man. Wolf,
Yes.
what if we start a fire?
We didn't start the
Explain.
fire.
I,
Two questions. How the fuck are we gonna start it? And how the fuck are we gonna make it look like an accident?
well, I have incendiary rounds. That's
That's not gonna look like an accident.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, so there was a fire. We don't know.
you drop something hard enough on incendiary rounds, it's gonna blow.
Gotta hit the.
So it could.
Clyde's head isn't here. We can't drop something hard enough.
It's either that or we go in to explore on our own. But I don't know what's beyond the door.
I've been talking back and forth with the guys. There's a few guys. I'd take one kind of like you.
All right, real quick, guys. Real quick. I'm gonna have my headset on. I'm gonna be muted. I will respond to things, but I have to help Aaron with something real fast. So, Ox, Wolf, finish out what you're doing, and then the lot of you are on comms together. Got it?
Okay.
All right, BRB.
I know what I can do.
Oh shit.
I will seduce one of the guards.
Idea. Okay. If you seduce him, get him back here. I got my knife. It's quiet. I'll slit his throat and I'll put on his armor.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. My question to you is, are you willing to seduce a guard?
That's a different story.
Because not everyone can handle something as precious as myself.
I like where this is going. Keep going.
No.
All right, well, just know.
You can try.
Just know.
If it fails, we're SOL.
If someone finds you prettier, I'm gonna tell them you're all for it.
God damn it.
So I will go to the opposite the door, the only other entry besides the giant blast door, and I will just give like the hardest wham, wham, wham on the door because I'm assuming it's closed.
Oh, it is, and there's a viewport, and as you exit the ship, you can see the door actually has an occupant coming to the door. Gonna open it, but you start beating the shit out of it. He's like, fuck, okay, and he slides open the door, just simply says, okay, what's up? I can, we have cameras, you know, I could see you.
Oh, you have cameras. I like that. I don't know about you all, but I didn't sign up for R&R, and if I'm gonna have some R&R, I'd like to have some fun. You guys doing anything? Got any cards? Anything? We didn't come equipped with anything like that.
Give me a persuasion roll and tell me what you roll.
It's a 14.
The guy looks you up and down, simply going, no, I don't have any cards. But if you have money and want to gamble, I'll definitely take your money from you. He says, do you know how to shoot dice?
Not a game I'm not willing to play.
Says, come on in. You gotta wait here till your companions come back with that fucking card anyway, because you're not allowed to move. So, you got another buddy or 5 up on that ship, or is it just you?
I got one more, but he won't leave. He won't leave the ship.
Fair enough. Paranoid fuck. Sure. He looks over at one of the guys in there, the guy in the heavy armor, actually. And he says, Lieutenant Lambert. He's like, yes. He's like, this one wants to play. Should we deal him in? He's like, you can hear the heavy breathing from inside the mask. He's like, fine. Those fucking junkies will stop paying for that shit anyway. How much money you got to lose? He looks you up and down. Little guy.
Not much make the mistake of calling me little.
This guy is not fucking small. But, yeah, he's about a little smaller than you, but you're pretty sure. He's bigger in the armor, but you're fairly certain he can't be bigger than you inside the armor. But,
However, I have about 2,000 credits, although it's back on the ship.
Got a data stick? We play virtual shit anyway.
Left everything on the ship. My captain's very persnickety about anything leaving the ship other than what he orders.
Well, guess you're not gonna be able to play with us then, are you? Unless you pitter-patter go run and grab your data stick.
Well, maybe we can play for something more interesting, because I don't want to disobey my captain. He leaves a mean lashing.
That gets a chuckle from all of the guys there, like, oh, jeez. You think your captain's bad. Anyway. What do you have in mind that could be more interesting than hard money?
There's always a life of humiliation. I'm willing to bet the clothes on my back that I'm going to clean you out.
What are you wearing?
Not my suit, just my regular, just my battle armor. My helmet is off and to the side, but I do still have my boba on.
Because goddamn it, if I'm not a fucking well-dressed man.
That will never come off, never, ever, ever.
All right, he looks and says, "Sorry, not my style. Come back when you got money." The other guy's like, "Come on, boss. Just play him. See if you can get that stupid tie off his neck." He's like, "Fine, I'll play you for the tie."
Fair enough.
He slides you. He's like, "You seated?"
Yeah.
Slides you an invitation to play a game app.
Mm-hmm.
Called Dice.
DC. Got it.
DC, I've never played this before. What do? Just throw the dice. That's all you do. And it's literally a dice. Roll 2d6.
2d6?
Yeah, first his 2d6. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, the devil's eyes. I win. Bow tie's mine, little man.
What? That is a lower number.
Apparently you've never played dice before. Certain pairs are more valuable than numbers. So, cough it up.
Well, you didn't explain that to me at all.
Should have fucking paid more attention to learning the rules before you play then. I'll be wearing that tie.
Alright. I'll be back with some money.
I like that.
I'm gonna go run to the ship.
Just blast. Here's your motherfucking tie, asshole.
And now you got a Cuban necktie.
All right.
I'm
So
going-
as you get back to the ship, the lot of you are done with your tour and headed back to gather your friends. By the way, but go ahead.
I'm gonna send a text and say we just finished our tour, heading back.
I'm gonna respond, making it interesting.
You get 2 words from me. Oh shit.
Here we go again. All right. So with that.
Oh shit, here we go again.
All right. So with that, you can see Ox as you're breaking away to go back to the ship. You can hear him go, Roger, and several of the guys move down the corridor. Basically, there's a couple escorts waiting for you after you get off that tram. When you get to the one tram that you take back, that grizzled guy talks to you three, and he's like, so, did you see the pretty short lady?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you gonna be sticking around or bailing?
Oh, we're sticking around.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Just let me know when the fighting starts. I want to crush some of these assholes dead.
I like this guy.
I like him too. But
What's
you
your
are
name, by the way?
Terrence. What's yours?
Phoenix.
Well, since y'all are gonna be nice, most people call me Terry. And he basically looks you up and down and says, Don't go dying on me.
It's what I do best. I don't actually say that.
I just love getting shot. Just absolutely fucked up with bullets. Just fuck me right up, fam. Right hard. No, but yeah, with that, you exit the tram and make your way. You're escorted back to your ship by 2 dudes with SMG rifle gun thingies. You guys can give me an investigation check or a general knowledge check to determine what kind of weapons those are, since you are military. You might be able to determine the style of guns. Oh yeah, hey, look at that. Check that out. The guys carrying the normal things are carrying SSF A2 assault rifles. They look like they have telescopic mid sights with reflexive sights that are on a cant. They also have red lasers on them. You can see also that they have their magazines set up on their pouches. They have a couple magazines in different positions. Not sure exactly what that means, but you can't really tell. Definitely basically, like, if all of them are upward facing and to the left, they have 2 that are downward facing and to the right. Basically, maybe special ammo, something like that. But you can't really tell what's in them. As you get by the other guys, you can determine one of the big heavy guy. He has excuse me. He has a SSF M5 light machine gun. Heavy machine gun with a laser sight as well, and an M5 reflex sight. The assault guy at the front, the little more shotgun kind of guy, also has what looks to be an SSF S1A SMG that has a shotgun attachment at the bottom. The shotgun attachment at the bottom is literally that. It's a grenade launcher that can also accept 40mm shotgun rounds. You can see these guys do have a few what look to be like flashbangs or something on their hips.
So these guys look like total badasses, is what I'm gathering.
They have some
Like military kit.
They have some hardware. Those weapons are you've seen them in use, but more for competition shooting. Why they're tricked out like military weapons, not 100% sure, but SSF makes technologically linked stuff, so things that might go into an ocular device, like an eye or a built-in seed rangefinder or something like that. They have kind of a good synergistic approach with real-time linking to digital displays and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Kind of like sport shooting.
Yeah.
But they get escorted through the place. Yeah, you get back up to the thing. You can see some guy has Ox's bow tie on his huge ass armor. He's like, this thing's fucking too small.
Any of them look like a medic, or do they all just look like heavy gunners?
Well, you really can't tell. None of them has like a big bag that says medic on the back or a white red cross or something like that, but they seem pretty slick on their gear. Seems to be
Gotcha.
designed to be moved in and around the station.
Okay.
But a lot of you make it back to your ship. You can see Ox storming off into it as you go in there. What do you do?
Get on board and then just be like, all right. Kind of look at the defilade they made and be like, I'm glad you got my text. So, briefest thing we're going to tell you is these guys are tri-mill. We know that much. And they've taken over one of the 3 habitats. Pretty much they haven't really said what they're going to pay us, other than they're going to pay us either dirt cheap or something useful. I don't know. They didn't quite give us the details on that. I'll just look over at Phoenix and be like, this is your stick. You tell us what to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go kill that motherfucker who took my boat. So
Yeah, I noticed that, by the way. What the fuck happened there?
I was bored, and I was trying to think of something to do, and I challenged him to whatever this dice game is, and I think he cheated.
Let me guess.
Might have.
You rolled something dumb and he got 2 1s, right?
I don't know what's dumb. I rolled the higher number.
Have you never played dice? Pairs, man.
No.
This game's dumb. Fuck dice.
That was the best response. No.
It's fucking slow ass motherfucker. I love it.
All right. So I'm open to ideas right now, because right now I basically see like 2 options. One, we actually start working here, because that's option 1, and option 2 is when we leave this ship to go back on there, we go guns blazing. These are the only 2 thoughts that are coming to my mind, because all the thoughts that I would like to have, we can't talk to our other ship.
Could we... Okay, Leech, do you have your tablet?
Yeah.
Do you have your block? Your
Yep.
little... Could we try to get Helix Protocol to send a message through?
Well, they're jamming communications, so we can't get that one. Unless we can get to someone in Habitat B. They
Here's
might
my
be able
idea.
to send a message. What?
Here's my idea. We all go in there. We go to work. We talk to her friend that said she could, or that could pass out a long-range signal. That gets back to the ship. We tell them, hey, blow up fucking C by hitting the canisters. And basically,
There's
we wait.
innocents on C.
No, there wasn't. It's all their men on C.
It's all their people, yeah.
If there were
If you heard
innocents,
what
it's a
she said.
couple.
Yeah, there was a handful of people.
I would much rather kill a couple than have to fight hundreds. I'm sure they'd understand.
Oh, I'm gonna sit with Phoenix on that. That's not
Most
our
of
call.
the civilians are gone. There's just a few, and they're engineers.
I
Yeah?
would rather fight my way through it than kill innocents.
We don't have the firepower to kill hundreds of guys.
100, not hundreds.
Or 100.
I got over 500 rounds. That'll kill out at least.
Just
100
line them
people.
up right close to each other.
Plus, you also have to remember, we have 40 people willing to fight. I get it. They're also innocents, but these are people willing to be in the fight. They're not soldiers, so they're not going to do much, but at least they're willing to fight. They're going to take some out, so we don't have to fight 100.
More innocent people are gonna die if we allow them to escape from C and come over to Block B. If they get men over to Block B, there's 1,000 civilians here. If there's fucking guns and explosions everywhere, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen to the non-combatants here?
I agree with him.
With Phoenix or with me?
With you. Tex.
Okay.
I understand the whole, and I'm gonna look at Phoenix and be like, I understand you don't want to kill civilians or innocents, but this is an attrition game, and there's 5 of us. I mean,
No, I get that. I'm not completely against the idea. I'm just not happy with it.
I get you.
My only
I don't like
other
the idea
issue
either.
is I have a feeling that as soon as all of us leave this ship and find our weapon.
Thank God we got smuggling hatches.
What I'm trying to say is I don't think we're going to be able to get back to the ship to get our weapons.
I agree. That's
I think
why
as soon as
we
we
should just
leave,
move.
we are getting locked out of this area. There is no coming back.
I can agree with that.
So we need to figure out a way to get our weapons.
Or
over
we could
there.
use something. They said they had stuff stashed there. It's not going to be the best, but it'll get us by.
We got 5 guys that we can totally just wreck in the next room.
And there's cameras.
Leech.
I could try to get into the system to try to block out the cameras or at least cause interference, but I mean,
I have 1 EMP grenade. I don't know exactly what that will do.
If everything just goes silent, all of a sudden they're going to assume.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking if I could run interference and create traffic in the system, then in essence I'd DDoS them.
Not to mention, quick word of advice: EMPs in space, not a great idea. How the fuck do you think the oxygen moves?
Not
Then
by
hold your
electricity.
Well, no, would the systems close it off though?
And an EMP grenade is not going to disable a fucking space station. It might fuck up a few computer tablets and stuff like that, but there's a good chance most of the station is radiation and EMP hardened.
Okay, got
Because it's the lifeline of this place. Like, they can't be like, oops, there was a solar flare, we're all dead now. Like,
Yeah.
like, the corporate people wouldn't do it. Now, an EMP to the right thing could definitely fuck some shit up. Like, I don't know, if you found, like, a power box, or, I don't know, like, a computer network hub or something like that, and you hit that with an EMP, yeah, that can cause some fucking oopsie damage. But it's localized at the very least.
Okay.
None of these systems are think of them like Legos, because if one part breaks, they don't want the whole thing to fall apart. They want, we can compartmentalize that, fix it as we go. So
As long as we're clear.
Can I guess it'd be wisdom. Oh, thank God. I want to know if I can tell whether... Shut up! I want to know whether or not I can tell that gravity is artificial or not.
yeah, for the most part, the spin of the asteroid is fast enough that they actually have a false gravity on there. Gravity acts normal, i.e. I'm not going to put you in a fucking 0G environment in level 4. That's fucked up. Because I don't want to fucking have a fucking Z-axis fight at level 4 right now.
Oh, we've had so much fun with the Z-axis, though.
It's so confusing.
We don't have to
right now.
calculate fireballs anymore, though. So it shouldn't be as bad.
So someone starts throwing EMP grenades in space. Or fucking crazy shit.
I don't know, this is a shitty situation. If we take too long to act, we've done nothing. If we act too hasty, we lose everything.
I think
The only other option is to turn tail and leave.
Alright, I don't like this plan, but it kind of might solve everything at once. So,
wait.
hear me out.
Yeah,
They-
I want to look at the file she gave me.
Okay. It breaks down the command structure and what they know about the ships. And what she's found out about this Trimmel or Tri-Mill company. As well as full rundown of the stations. A and B are both independent of each other. They can run independent just fine. C relies on A and B's input, so they can't do it. Every single section of of this place has blast doors. It's a refinery. They can't have a spot with a fire. You could easily lock down certain parts if you could control the doors. That's her current plan in a situation, is to try to get them into a tunnel, lock them in the tunnel, and then space the fucking tunnel. That's the best she's got, but she's like, it's one shot, and I gotta get as many of them fuckers as I can in here. She says, I don't know. And how are we gonna do this with 40 guys with 13 pistols and a bunch of fucking Molotov cocktails amongst us? But she does break down a few other things. Simply put, the station itself could be slowed, so that gravity could be turned off. She says, option, but it would fuck us as much as it would fuck them. She says, we have no hardware to take out their ships. She says, apparently, one intel bit says that their missile ship is crippled currently, and it needs repair. It can fire, but it can't move. Other things she learned is the command structure, led by an Admiral Lawrence Manada. Piloting the two ships are Captain Alyssa Rains and Captain Joshua Reynolds. There is a command structure under Rains, codenamed Songbird, Mercer, Baker, McNamara, and Lambert. And under Reynolds, there's Zimbiwe, Marks, Zimmerman, and Morales. There are also rumored to be a heavy ops team on both ships, but they have not left the confines of Habitat C. 50 men per ship to include those heavy strike teams. Other than that, the rest of them are armed with not too many things. But continue. Other than that, what other things would you like to know that she does have? She has some info on Tri-Mill if you want it, and basically a rundown of her guys, which are basically, like I said, 13 pistols amongst 40 individuals. She has question marks on the foundry and the manufacturing warehouse. She's like, 3D. She's like, foundry, make guns, make bombs? Question marks. She has all sorts of question marks about what can we do. She's trying to get creative. Does the file say if Manada is here? Well, he's the admiral of both those ships, so yes, he would be here. He's the pretty boy running the operation, as she so lovingly calls him several times.
We need to leave.
What do you mean we need to leave?
There's no saving this. We need to leave.
You can give me a hell of a lot better answer than we just need to leave.
Remember when we were getting the ship and I told you guys we ran into somebody that I knew, and he was working with another team.
He was trying to steal the ship that you guys stole.
Right. He was trying to steal the ship that we guys stole.
I like the we guys. I continue.
Okay.
Nick, you get inspiration for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now everyone's topped off with one for the session, so continue.
This is not good. He is incredibly detailed, and he will have backup for backup. Manada doesn't do things lightly.
I feel like I'm missing a huge part of this story.
I know Lawrence personally. And he has a vendetta against me. If he sees me, we're done.
Dude, you were out there in the fucking causeway with your fucking helmet off. If they saw you already.
Yeah, if they saw me, but I don't know if Lawrence has seen me yet. And I didn't know he was here, otherwise I would have never taken the helmet off.
Now, as a military man, you know
Bola back.
information travels up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only a matter of time before he knows you're here.
How do we get your Bola back then?
The Bola. Looks like you might have to have a showdown. Maybe.
See, now he's got to think about this.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me hear about, or let me say what my plan was. So, what she was saying is sometimes they allow purchasers, or if they allow purchasers to leave here in their ship. So what if we were to do some things like buy some rations, fucking fuel for the ship, we fucking take off, we get to our other ship, we set it up so it could blow fucking Habitat C, and then we fucking come in and breach at A.
It's an option.
Well, because if one of those ships is crippled, that means we basically have our boys one-on-one the other ship while we deal with the forces in there.
Well, they did say that it's able to shoot.
The missile ship looks crippled, as in engine damage, but it definitely has a full complement of weapons.
Does it have firing arcs?
Depends on where you come from. That's a very situational question.
here's an idea. What if we were to purchase the fuel and the coolant and whatever the fuck else, just enough so that they would let us leave? We go back to the big ship. We put a couple of us, namely probably all of us, inside the cargo container of the Entropy. Strap ourselves in nice and tight. Have the main ship below sea. Use Entropy to drop us off at cargo container. We come out from C into B to clear it out.
That's a pretty interesting idea. I like that. So basically, drive by and drop the cargo container and just like float in.
Yes.
Drop pod us.
Like
You're
drop
just
troopers.
bodies.
Yes.
Sticking to what you know. It works every time.
Space Marines, attack!
Fully aboard. No, continue.
Basically, long story short, you know Banana is probably in C.
But it's definitely not his name, but you know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
I like that plan.
Ox, give me a intelligence check. Doesn't have to be very well. Just need one to see.
Great, big guy with the
Oh,
tank.
wow.
Fuck yeah!
First of all, the thing that crossed your mind is, oh fuck, I gotta deal with Pretty Boy Lawrence again. Fuck. Second thing, he was on Emery. Emery got fucking nuked. How did he survive? 3, is that the same Lawrence Manata?
Is what?
What was that?
Is that
You
the
broke it.
same Lawrence Manata?
Okay.
Things cross your mind. You guys barely survived because you have a experimental high-speed AI-powered spaceship with a buddy who's now in a tree. The other people who survived were lucky enough to get out. Other than that, there was no survivors besides Dimitri that you guys know of. But continue. That's just a thought that crossed your mind. Do with it as you will.
I'll proceed how you want, Phoenix. I'm nervous.
Look, if Manata has a problem, I can just tell him that you're my man now.
You don't understand. It's not so more than that.
Is there gonna be anybody
Can we-
we come across that you haven't had sexual relations
Yeah,
with?
seriously, like your dick is going all across the goddamn.
It's a
space
small galaxy, okay?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say small package.
It's not a small guy. But continue.
It just looks small because the scale, you know, big guy, normal
Face.
penis,
It's the
it looks small.
Instagram angle. It just
Yeah.
makes you look slimmer. It's what it is.
I've done a lot of travels before I got picked up for my debts.
We could tell.
So
I'm gonna start playing, since Phoenix came up with the idea of us hot dropping in using a cargo crate as our drop pod. I'm going to start building a simulator in my head of the angle of trajectory to like try to pretty much come up with our angle of approach that we need to hit.
My question is, did we ever fix the air situation?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
got all
cost
the
us
fuel and
$9,000.
everything.
It'll
Yeah.
probably
Okay, yeah.
it'll probably need refixing after you drop it through a fucking
Yeah.
broken habitat.
I was just making sure because I know we only have 3 of the suits. So
Our EV suits keep us like we have
Environmental
oxygen
suits.
in our sealed suits, yeah, but
An hour.
environmental suits like are good for a lot longer.
I think
we
it's
can go for an hour.
Is it an hour or more? I can't. I think it's.
I think survival is an hour, yeah, an hour in space.
The air mid survival suit.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we're gonna do that.
yeah.
I'm gonna look at you and be like, I like stupid, and I
Don't
think
get
it
much
might
dumber
work.
than that.
It might work.
Okay, gonna kick open the fucking
My,
attic hatch, be like airborne, just jump through the roof like
Another-
fuck it, coming in.
This is just a hypothetical.
my,
Say the
my only.
explosion.
Oh.
Sorry.
Go
Say
ahead.
the explosion fucks up the tram system. What do?
We don't take the tram. We just
Well-
said we were going to hot drop in through the airlock.
Yeah, go to
Yeah,
Charlie,
set to
then go
C.
to Bravo. Yeah, is what
Yeah.
what was
How are
said.
we gonna
What
get
if it
through-
blows up the tram? That's a good question.
Yeah. That's the only way to get from C to B in a...
Unless you go outside of space.
Yes.
Well,
How long was the tram and about how fast was it going?
She sent you schematics, right?
Yep, you have all that info.
Well,
Schematic.
How long
Schematics.
would it take us to?
5-minute ride between 10-minute ride between habitats. 5-minute rides in between little stations, stuff like that. But not too long.
are there
Not
any
a-
other exterior locks on Habitat B that aren't in a berthing dock?
What about like maintenance hatches or stuff to get to the
computer
exterior?
use roll, so you can examine those files.
I hate to be a party pooper. It was just a...
No, it's a very
No,
good
it's-
thing
it's-
because.
Yeah, it's an adequate
Yeah.
question.
All right, looking at the schematics, you can tell there are several exterior entrances that will get you inside. Even more so in the refinery areas or in the manufacturing warehouses. Those actually have open air spots that require EVA suits to work on. They're things like foundries and things like that, or something that's really super hot that the vacuum of space does a real good job of cooling down. So they have a lot of open air places like that have manufacturing doors. Now there's usually security stations in there, so you might have a little resistance going in those doors, but they're not huge, and probably were 1 or 2 guy security stations that are no longer manned unless they put individuals there. So you'd have to get intel to see if people are in them. But 2-person security station for 5 dudes to charge through shouldn't be too hard. That would give you access to the rest of the habitat.
Here's another idea, because hot dropping into C and walking our way to B might not be the best, because it was a 5-minute drive. It's going to be a lot longer of a walk.
10 minutes from
So-
habitat to habitat.
Well, if we
Yeah.
try to blow up C, hot drop the container onto the surface of the asteroid, and then enter it from a service hatch, or enter B through a service hatch, we could do that.
That's what I was
Well-
thinking. Do a flyby.
Yeah, near B.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that then
Draw
instead.
maybe
My thought is if we're in the Corvette, we do a flyby, we blow that shit up, we move on, we attack the other ship. We
Okay.
literally, as we're crescenting over, we hot drop in and just let the fucking ship run away from the missiles. I mean, the likelihood that they're going to target our cargo crate is slim, but
Because we could tell Brian as soon as he blows the thing.
Hell, maybe we get lucky if we have him hit this one here. It might blow up that missile carrier.
that's kind of what I'm hoping.
That is
Well,
the
even if it
housing
doesn't-
habitat for C.
I think
Just
I
a heads up.
think-
Well, hold
What's
on.
this?
What
The
we could
commerce.
do is tell. Yeah, just look at A. It's the same.
Same layout, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um,
this is went down the...
Yep. That big, like,
hold
circle
on.
thing is
Hold
the refinery and manufacturing warehouse, coolant tanks, stuff like that.
If we have
Okay,
Brian,
so it might blow up the... Okay.
yeah, if we have Brian blow it, then just have him fuck the ships up.
That's kind of the idea. Or at least he can fuck up. So remember what Brachio's told us. The gunboat is the hard one to kill on a straight 1-to-1 match, but the missile boat isn't. Now, the missile boat might be immobilized according to their intel. So if he can gun down the gunboat, the missile boat we can technically outrun. My thought is if he hot drops us after he's fucked those things up, he could try to outrun the missiles.
Well, why not while Brian is shooting at C? Well, before he does that, we fly into B. Right when we get there, that's when he blows B or C. So we don't have
We
to
land-
worry about like blowing it up, landing here, and then trying to like dodge a fucking gunship. You know what I mean?
I get you. Honestly, this whole mission would be a hell of a lot easier if we actually went to my Gun Connect and bought some things, but hey, that's just my 2 cents.
Well, you should have pushed harder for it if that's what you wanted to do.
Wait,
I
what
agree with
gun
you.
connect?
So,
My Military Connect.
listen, I think that no matter what, you need some sort of distraction in order for you to make any sort of flight maneuver. You got 2 ships and God knows what else lying in the asteroid belt that you can't even see. So, before you hot drop in anything crazy like that, leave me behind. Let me deal with Lawrence the best way I know how. And come in with your attack. But
Objection for one reason. If we leave you here, why would they let us leave? Because we need to go fly to the main ship to tell them to do this. Now, we're buying all the stuff we said we're going to... And then if you bring Lawrence out, he's not going to die in sea.
that's because
If we all just leave, we can be like, you know what, we decided not. We're going to buy a bunch of stuff. Here's some money.
Lawrence doesn't die easy. And if he's on a freighter, he ain't going nowhere either. We don't know what his location is. He can be in any one of these little hubs.
That's true.
To be honest. You're only going to know where he is if it's where I'm at. Lawrence won't kill me. He wants to know where my brother is, and he wants me.
I think you're making a really poor fucking decision. I'm all for the let's be a hero and jump on our own swords, but that's kind of what it's seeming like right now, and that's really
Sounds like a
Being
good
a
way to
medic?
get yourself killed.
Yeah, it
Especially
sounds like a real
since
big idea.
your weapon won't be with you, and we need you to have your fucking weapon.
No one knows Lawrence better than me.
So
Still don't have your weapon.
you're part of our fire team, and you may have problems that are all our problems at this fucking point. So you just need to come pull your head out of your ass and be like, the team needs you. Don't worry about that shit. We'll deal with it as it comes.
Ox?
Not some. Oh, wait.
Ox, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a goddamn order to come with us.
Ooh. Fuck. Pulling that rank.
You're not staying here. Banana's going out, and you're gonna take him out. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
That's my girl. Alright, let's go buy some shit.
Okay. Start coming up with a shopping list.
So the lot of you getting off the transport ship then?
I'll stay behind.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I want my damn boa back.
You're not getting off the ship, Wolf?
We have to have at least one person on here to make sure that.
Okay.
happens. Yeah.
4 of you get off the boat then.
Tex, we definitely need you though, because you have money.
Yep.
Right
We
here
need
for
your liquid assets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You don't
stay on the
want
boat
my
with Wolf.
pocket, but-
Okay.
Text.
As you guys exit the boat, the 3 of you,
No, only me and Tex. Ox stays.
the 2 of you, you're met at the door by 2 armed individuals that say, everybody off the boat.
Is there a problem?
We're just gonna make a bunch of purchases and then we're gonna get out of here. We decided not to work.
Sounds good. Everybody off the boat. They look rather intimidating at this point, as they're like, it's not an option.
Alright, I'll go get them. I walk onto the ship. Everybody get your guns!
Oh yeah.
Fuck all this shit. Guns blazing, boys. Let's go.
Okay. As
Just.
Phoenix moves out, who's there? Ox at this point?
Mm-hmm.
They go, looks like you're a VIP. Someone wants to meet you.
All right.
Do we need to make arrangements, or are they going to come willingly? You can see them flip their weapons from safe to fire. Tension!
Let's go. Alright.
So, listen. Just be behind me, please.
Good.
Don't pop anything off. We'll just be... Give me a shot.
Next time, don't get bored. All right, let's go.
Alright. Let's go.
So you're gonna let them escort you wherever?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are the lot of you coming, or some of you trying to stay on the boat?
How big are the smuggler hatches?
Big enough for... It says in the description. Are you trying to hide in the
Easily
fucking
make-
smuggler
easily-
hatches?
Can I hide?
No,
can I
everybody get off the goddamn ship.
Okay.
And I make sure that fucker's bolted so nobody can get on
We
it.
should put our weapons in the smuggling. Whoever's not carrying their weapons or trying to hide them should throw them in a smuggling hatch.
Don't bring your goddamn weapons. Just
Okay,
let's
smuggler
fucking
hatch.
go.
Okay, so the
Okay.
weapons are in the smuggler hatch.
Alright. So, they escort you through the offices. You can see that Clyde guy looking out, and as they are walking you in, he's like, oh no. He's just whimpering and slobbering in the corner. And walk you around, backing up through the area where they open it up. And as they do, you can see the big guy who had your bullet tie is no longer there. The lieutenant, they called him. He's no longer there. Just a few of the normal dudes. The door slides open, and you see Terry.
Get this for this tomfuckery.
You see Terry standing there, and he's like, "Here, boys, catch!" And he throws 2 fucking Molotovs that are lit at the fucking guys with SMGs, who immediately burst into flame, and about 4 guys rush off this thing with pistols, blah, 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 and just fucking
Back
go.
to the ship, let's get our guns!
They go ham as fuck on this thing, and you can see a spark from the cameras as this is going on. As behind you, there's cowardly little Clyde in the corner on his hand on the power switch to one of the breaker boxes. He's like, "Go quickly!" What do you do?
Quick, does our ship have a autopilot?
Does it say on the systems that it has an autopilot?
Yes.
Quickly
our-
check. It does not have an autopilot. No.
Okay, damn. Alright,
Son of a bitch.
my idea's gone then.
I'm so happy John lets us fucking come out with these super elaborate plans just to be like, fuck y'all!
Nope. See, the thing is all of that might still work if Ox would have stayed on the boat. He had to go out. And I was like, there's only one way this can go wrong, and it was the one way.
I'm fucking high stepping it back to the ship to
You could
fucking
see-
get my gizzons.
Get our weapons.
Yeah, you guys run back and grab your guns. As you can see, they pull the guards who are like, no, plop, 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 just like point blank, just fucking dirty Makarov shots to the face. Just absolutely gross. Get the jump on these guys.
Kind of people.
They fucking grab the assault rifles. They grab the ammo from this, start stuffing it in pockets. They're like, come on. We can take you back to her. They won't know this for a while.
Guys, I'm gonna say something really fucking stupid.
We don't you.
I think one or two of you should fly back to the ship and tell them to fucking fire on sea. And then come back.
I think one of us doing that's not a bad idea, but who goes?
I'll go back.
Yeah,
you're-
our medics, so if we get fucking hurt, yeah, we don't need you, dipshit.
Okay. I'll go and I'll tell you why.
Can you fly?
Yeah, do you know how to fly?
I can try.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's space.
Hey,
What
no,
can I
no,
hit?
no. Pineapple,
Fucking go.
pineapple,
Don't
I'm
like it.
going.
No, he wasn't ready.
I am going. You guys
Phoenix.
fucking fight the good fight. I'll be right back.
Motherfucker,
Nope.
listen.
I'm assuming we've grabbed our gear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was stowed in the fucking stash compartments on the front, right behind the barricades you put up perfectly. Perfectly ready to go. You guys are all geared
Wolf?
out, whatever you would have walked.
Wolf, keep my medic alive.
I'll do my best, boss.
Go.
All right. Phoenix, you jump into the ship and you can see a frantic... You guys can see a frantic Clyde running, flipping the power switch back on and punching some buttons into a computer. You can hear him finger typing as hard as he can. Phoenix, the doors open up. And you can hear over comms, you only have a few moments before they'll notice, so slip out quick. You can just see Terry sitting on the tram like, Boy! I haven't had a good revolution in fucking a long ass time. Hope you boys are ready.
Yeah, how common does this stuff happen? I know this.
Pretty
often.
It happens a lot, but not at this level.
Gotcha.
A small
They usually hit the
easy.
place, take stuff, and then leave, right?
Right, yeah, they're not fully
try to
take over, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the 4 guys now are outfitted with these other 4 guys things, and 2 sets of armor that aren't charred. But yeah, you guys board it. Phoenix takes off. You guys head
Now-
down the tram.
One quick out of character thing. I might not be here next week, so maybe I could also pilot that ship. Are we gonna get through all the combat this week? 'Cause I kind of doubt it.
Too late. He already took the ship.
All right.
I get to roleplay. I punch. Not hard.
And
I'm gonna
and me.
punch again. You're not gonna be here next week?
I might be. I'll explain the details later.
Well,
Yeah,
2 of you aren't gonna be
Then
here.
I guess
won't
we
play.
ain't playing next week.
Yeah, we'll wait till a week after. But this is a good stopping point if you want to stop now, or we can keep going.
Fuck that! I want to shoot something.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
All right. I don't know. I don't have to go to bed.
It's
really
11:30.
It's your guys' funeral, not mine.
It's
so.
2:30 for me, dog.
It's 12:30. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's 12:30, man.
Okay.
He just doesn't know how to read a clock.
He's not a good clock readerist. It's all good.
He's an engineer, not a clock reader.
So-
Come on.
The ride on the tram with you 4 minus Phoenix is hyped. These guys are like, they're definitely not soldiers, and they
I type
definitely.
in my mind, make sure to take the weapons off the people who just got murder-fied.
The 4 guys who had pistols upgraded to the assault rifles that they had. So, but yeah, since you guys are fully kitted out.
That's what I meant for the civilians.
Yeah. Gotcha. So, tram comes to a stop. He's like, uh-oh, looks like they might have got wise. Gonna have to let you out here. It's a little bit before there. He points over to the left. He's like, that door right there, open it up. It'll take you across a fuel silo. Catwalks. Shouldn't be too bad. Trust me, you won't light anything up. He's like, I gotta go back there and get poor Clyde. The lot of them go, all right. He's like, if you make it through there, this is Terry. If you make it through there, there's a maintenance hatch which leads to the commerce section. Comes out southern portion of it. Shouldn't be too hard to follow the lines.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right. You make your way across the thing. You can see the tram move back to go get poor Clyde, not Terry. Terry is leading the charge. But the 4 of you are left to traverse this area, and as you do, you come across catwalks, opening the door into a large open area.
I wonder what's gonna happen here.
Oh, probably a combat. Starting in the south.
Sweet-ass tickle fight.
Starting in the south, the green lines represent the catwalks and the small little platforms above the probably 70-foot, not 100% sure how far, but probably about 70, 80 feet down. There's like a substation for fueling, probably pumps, reservoirs, things like that. But as you guys make your way into this area, you can see across the way individuals start coming out of the thing. And before I do this, I'll pop this open. You guys can roll initiative now, if you'd like, and I need to see which motherfuckers are going to be coming through this door. That's right, I wrote a guard rotation to see which teams would be where. Because I overplanned for this like a motherfucker.
Fuck you for crit failing and still getting a 10. I hate you.
We roll with advantage.
We do? Oh.
We do.
No, you don't.
He is in a spaceship far the fuck away.
Then. So mine's slightly different.
Gloria McNamara. she would have 5. All right. So she's going to have 4 gunners and a heavy. All right. Stepping out of this area up north, you can see individuals in defensive positions kind of maneuvering around, a heavy up the front. I'm going to mark this one with a yellow dot. As that one has a slightly different appearance, i.e. that one's probably the leader. It has a radio whip antenna on its back, pretty much. And you can see them call out commands and just basically scream open fire as I bring open some things and throw this to the battle map.
So just so I'm seeing it correctly, we're on the top of the catwalk.
Yep. So anywhere past those, like, do you see the green lines around the edges, the borders? There's like thin green lines on the borders of things.
That's downstairs.
80-foot drop to a refinery area. All right, so let me roll for these guys really fast, and we will get this started. Hopefully this goes quick. 1 roll for her. 1 roll for him. Him. And the heavy is there. Alright, those are all GM rolls, so I'll move those back to public. Alright, and descending order. The heavy goes first. As you can see him go, locked and loaded. Moves forward a few steps, lumbering steps. This guy is weighed the fuck down. Moves about 15 feet, plants his feet, kind of just takes a knee and just starts laying down fire. I want you all to give me a reflex saving throw, DC 15. 2d6 plus 3 is the damage on that, so 2d6, add 3 to that, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you made the 15 save, you only take 4 damage. Otherwise, you take the full 8. As he just unleashes some really interesting bullets. Instead of one ping off the thing, you see multiple pings. It looks like these are fragmentation bullets or smaller flechette-style rounds. After that, station combatant number 2 goes as they weigh their options. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moves up behind the heavy, and you can see since the heavy's taking a knee, this one kind of takes cover behind the heavy, peeks out, lets loose his assault rifle. He can make 2 combat knife attacks or 2 assault rifle attacks. He is definitely, I think, out of his range with that. Let me see. 90 feet. Nope, he's good. All right, so he takes 2 single shots at Ox, both of them. An 11 and a 10 to hit.
Nope.
Both shots hit your armor, impact, but don't penetrate. Next combatant moves forward. This one you can see sets up against the rail, puts a little bipod out. 2 more shots at Ox. These have advantage because he is readied. Or not readied, but steadied. A 23 and a 26 crit. The 23 hits you for 7 piercing damage. And the... 8 piercing damage because the +1 for that. And the second one, the crit, hits you for 13, 14... plus 3, so 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
17 and 8, okay.
Okay. Those 2 rounds following up after the barrage from the other guy seem to penetrate your armor. Not going all the way through, but kind of, you can feel that hit a little deeper than the other one. This combatant moves next. Damn, you guys, did you all roll like shit? Fuck. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
our
4.
fucking buff bot left us.
This one moves up to the front as well and continues forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a charge. And then you can see them drop. You can't see them anymore currently. Anders, you're up next.
So, using my eyes, how bad does everybody look?
Well, I'm the only one that's taking damage.
Correct.
No, we got hammered by a whole barrage of bullets.
Perfectly fine.
You look fine. Looking at Wolf, how bad do you look?
I took the full damage from that last thing. It was relative damage, right?
No, it was
If
the
you
same,
made the
so-
save, you took half damage. If you didn't, you took full. It was either 4 or 8.
Yeah, I took 8 damage. I'm not looking bad, but I'm not looking good either.
Okay.
Wait, how much health do you have? 8 is nothing.
No, I know. I'm saying like I'm not looking pristine, but I'm not looking bad.
You fine, dog. You fine.
And I'm going to run to the corner, and I'm going to just look at you guys and be like, find cover. And then I'm going to lean around the corner and start shooting. Let's do this.
Is that green a wall or a rail?
It is the wall.
It's a wall.
Okay.
That kind of scared the shit out of me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have
Super
rhythm very
loud.
loud. Just turn rhythm down in Discord because I can't add songs to this anymore, and I needed something more than that. So you run up and take cover is what you do pretty much.
I take cover around the corner, and then I shoot.
Okay. So who are you shooting at?
I'm going to just...
The only one who doesn't have any sort of cover against you is the heavy, currently.
Okay, then I shoot at the heavy.
Okay.
I plant or just a shot at him.
Oh,
Fuck yes.
good start.
Just a single, so 15 rounds. Or
All right.
15 damage.
15.
If only you did auto.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can mute it just in Discord. Right-click rhythm, and then you can change the volume like anybody else. All right. So the first shot definitely hits and just plinks him hard. 15, you said.
Yes.
All right. Next shot. You said you're doing, or are you just doing one? Okay.
I only
Really?
have
Have
one
one
attack.
shot.
Yeah, you only have
Yeah.
one. All right. After Anders, it is the commander's turn. She moves into this cover and then ducks down low, and you can't see her. Ox, you're up next. Yeah, 4 is. I'm actually at 3, but yeah, 4 is pretty good. Rhythm's stupid loud for some reason. I don't
It
know why.
really is.
Oof. Okay.
You old fucking man. 1% is too loud.
No,
100%
it's
pretty
like
fucking
legitimate.
loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking loud, dude.
Yeah. My ears hurt.
Sorry. I will
Fuck your ears.
announce when I use rhythm to play music again, but so what are you
No
doing?
worries.
Ox, it's your turn.
Oh, I will. Shit. I will
Look at causing the echo.
move up 5 feet,
Dragon.
Just hit the little mute by him.
and then I'll yell out, "I'll give you cover," and I'll just pop up with my imposing frame. And then I am going to. What's the distance?
You can tell it's still loud for Lockshot because he's kind of shouting right now.
I wanna.
Auto fire or burst fire on those guys?
No, I wanna lob a grenade.
Fuck yeah, okay. We're going grenades, alright.
But it's 75 feet, so I don't know if it's just a normal D20 or what.
No, you can throw it anywhere within that 70. It's like a spell. So you'd be like, I throw it right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and then
I'm-
what's the DC? 15, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna use my heavy grenade, which is the 2d8s.
Okay, got me fucking around. Alright, so the heavy is going to have disadvantage because he's on a knee right now. So dex save for him. 17. So he unfortunately makes it. And then the combatant who's behind him does not have advantage. Rolls a 17 as well. Alright. And what was the damage on the grenade? 2d8, you said? So we'll go ahead and roll that.
It's 8.
Big frag. Well, you rolled 1d8
That's
right
all
there.
I did.
So
Oh,
we'll
that's
roll,
weird. I thought I put 2. My bad.
oh, you're all good. So 13. So they made half of that, so that's 6 at least. All right. All right. So you can see the guy in the back. Oh shit! And the guy in the front. You can see the grenade goes off, and you can see the guy in the back actually falls back from it, and you can hear a cracking sound on his chest, like somebody just shattered a plate, like a metal plate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else, Ox?
No, I don't. Oh, no, because I didn't do it. Damn it! I always forget to do that. No, nothing for now.
All right, Wolf, you're up.
Okay. I would get in behind. Say like right here.
All right.
And then do I still have a sight on the heavy?
Yeah, the heavy is completely out of cover.
Okay, I shouldn't know because I was behind the.
Mm-hmm.
I would take aim at him, snipper.
Oh my God, you guys dinking motherfuckers with the. All right.
Hold.
He's like
I
1.5
do
million
my
damage.
sneak attack as well.
I do all my buttons that I press.
Nice.
Hollow point. When you score a critical hit, you roll 3 times the damage instead of 2. Okay, roll another d8. You're already up to 17. Let's see where you get. 17. So that's 21. Okay, looking good. Anything else?
Give me 1 second while I look. I use this.
When you hit with an attack and inflict additional 1d6 damage, you can spend 2 marksman points to double the number of additional damage dice. How many points can you spend a turn? That's basically...
At the moment, 2. So
Okay, so yeah, both of those. Yeah, so you roll another
if you do
d6.
that- And that would crit too, right?
It would.
So one more time.
So you're up to 21, 22, plus 5 is 27. So that one, where do you shoot him?
I tried to aim for the head.
Okay.
I wish I aimed for the head.
Shot goes a little low, hits him in the chest. But you can hear that same metallic crack as he... and you can tell his head goes back a little bit. So, minus 25. Ow. Alright. That is a good shot. Tex, you're up next.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run up 35 feet. 5, 6, 7. I'm going to then use my normally fast.
Alright. As you make it to here, the one in the back pops up and takes a shot.
Okay.
You can see her, she kind of levels her rifle up like the guy on the other side, and she's like, fucking kill that asshole! Bloop, bloop. 2 shots from her rifle into your chest. 25 and a 8. She does not have
25
advantage.
definitely hits.
Yeah. So 25 hits. That is for 14 points of damage.
Oh.
Actually, first range. Yeah, no, she's good. As you can see, she kind of goes 2 shots from the rifle. But you continue your movement and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, so I move forward. I'm going to burst fire on both these guys. Yes, I know it doesn't build my combo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that one.
17 and a burst fire is
no,
only.
these are the AOE shots, so they make save.
So okay, so you would just roll once.
No, 2 weapons.
Oh, you're firing both. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do the soldier first. Failed, and we'll do the heavy next. He's still at disadvantage. He'll take the 9. So 7 and... Well, is it the first or second one?
That's what mine did that with.
No. Which damage roll am I using? The first
the
or
second one.
Second
So
one?
12 and 7.
12 and 7, so that's 19 total. Alright. Go back to the object layer. Minus 19. Okay. And then minus 19 on that guy. Plus 1. And that guy's plate's fully broken. Alright. Alright. So yeah, you just spraying bullets as hard as you can, peppering the 2 that decided to jump out. Okay. And that is...
my movement here. So.
Alright, so you duck into cover. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, with that, you can actually see this guy right here, who had taken cover. He's laying prone back up against the thing, sees you, and he goes...
Okay. I'm also going to roll my spastic shot. I didn't get anything.
Okay. He was like, if anybody runs up, I shoot them. I didn't think anybody was I thought you guys were going to bunker down. You're like, ah! He's like, oh, I'll take shots then. So he'll only get the 1 because he's not special. 20 hit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 10. Yeah, 10 for him. And that is your turn unless you got anything else.
Nope, that's it.
Alright, goes to the top of the next round. The heavy stands up and you can just see ceramic plates fall out of his armor. As he's like, oh, I gotta fall back! There's blood pouring out of him. He is definitely in a bad way. As is the guy behind him. I think they go they both do a buddy retreat as they just simply move back. And he can only move 15, so that's the extent of the heavy's movement. And this guy moves over here. So, because he can move 25. Alright, so that's his turn, and the next guy's turn, and then... Alright, so this guy in the back, he looks up, and he says, target in the open. Fires at Tex.
Shouldn't I be behind walls and shit?
You're
You
behind...
said these were walls.
Imagine, like, half walls, right? So to keep people from falling off.
After these walls, you said walls, not half walls.
They're not full walls.
Okay.
So the reason why those guys went down and you couldn't see them because they went prone. So if you're prone or taking cover behind it, sure. Otherwise, you still get a cover bonus, just not absolute cover. You get half cover or 3/4 cover at this point, so +5. So they really got to hit you.
Okay.
So he is going to look at you and take 2 shots. You do have full cover, the 5 armor though. So he'll pop 2 shots at you. 22 and a 23, +5 to your armor. Do either of those hit?
+5 to my armor. I'm pretty sure the both still hit. Yeah, so I have 21. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
those still hit.
first one hits for 12. Second one hits for 10.
Nice.
All right.
I am definitely bloody.
Okay.
20.
And with that, he drops out of sight. So you can see him go prone. Next
Cool.
guy. This guy right here goes, shit, scrambles over here, and then just leans out to take a shot at you. You still have the cover bonus, though. And he's at a -2. Well, -1 because he moved and shot. Where is that? All right, 1 shot. Does a 25 hits. Well, he doesn't have advantage, so 11 doesn't hit. So he shoots and it plinks off the wall next to you. Anders, you're up next.
I'm gonna call out again. How's everybody doing? And then I'm gonna I'm gonna stand up from my perch. And are these guys all squatting down?
You can see the heavy, and she's posted up on the thing, as well as that guy's posted up there too. He didn't go prone. You can see all of them.
Okay.
They have some cover, but you can see them.
I'm going to try to, I guess I don't know how it works in 5e, but I'm going to try to make a called shot to go for the heavy's neck.
Disadvantage, but you can shoot.
Okay.
For his neck?
Yep. 17 hit?
he is the only one not in cover.
Yep.
His armor class is 17. Got him in the
Awesome.
neck. Roll double damage.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Alright. So that was a D8. Extra 7.
So, what's that
15 damage total.
You could see just it clip through, and he's like, "Whoa!" Just a blood spray as he drops to the ground, kind of stumbles to get back up slowly. If there was a tier between bloodied and I'm about dead, he's right at the I'm about dead part. His armor is pouring blood from here and from the holes in his chest currently.
I gotcha. Alright, so then I'm going to just squat back down behind my rails
Okay.
and just
So
look
take-
at the other two.
So are you going prone to stay out of cover, or are you just...
I'm crouching behind the cover? Because you said they're half walls.
So
right?
if you crouch, I'm going to give you basically like it's half cover. Just like if
Gotcha.
you were standing up. So, I mean, you're taking
Okay.
cover behind there. Cool. You're getting
Yeah.
half cover, not going prone like some of these guys are. But that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So you take cover behind there. Next is station combatant. She's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" As she grabs this guy by the drag handle on the back of his thing and just starts pulling this heavy guy who's bleeding, his machine gun's clattering on the floor. Just, he is in a bad way. As she pulls him back. And she's like, "Hold them off!" As she goes and moves this guy off the battlefield. You can still see her, though. She's pulling him around a blast door corner. Leaving herself fucking really exposed, weapon down, not looking at it. So I would say maybe advantage on shots against her since she's trying to save her soldier. And that would be her turn, because it's half movement to drag and all that other stuff. So Ox, you are up. What do you do?
Okay. So I am just going to dash and get right here. And then
You come in, slam into the cover next to him like,
Yeah.
"I'm up!" Alright.
Yeah, big long strides.
Just fucking big boy running. Alright.
You know, did we determine that we're using hero points or not?
You
Or was that still to be
the-
debated?
In the rules I linked, that's how we're using hero points.
Hero,
Okay.
hero points have always been a thing. They've just changed from what you could do with them.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but how I read it last time, it was like to be determined as far as what we decided to
Oh
do.
no, if you check the link in the thing, what I linked, that's how we're doing. If it should be, if you scroll up, should pop open. The mechanics changes. You fly those open real quick. You can see what you can do with hero points. It's just down towards
Right.
the bottom, I believe. Yeah, so one hero point can gain advantage on attack, ability check, or save, impose disadvantage against one of your things, impose the disadvantage on an enemy's attack, or reroll the damage of an attack, numeric, all that good stuff, or other effect in line with those shit. So,
Okay. And with the levels that we've collected, we should have at least 3 at any given moment right now, correct?
yep.
Okay. Alright, just double checking. I will end my turn there.
Okay. You slam
Now,
into.
I can't use imposing frame since I use my movement, but I'm definitely I am not crouching. I am standing up to just be the target.
Drawing aggro. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Wolf, you're up next. What is it that you do?
I've been looking right at her.
Nighty night, bitch. Blam.
Those
God damn it! You have advantage against her, and only her this round. Nat 20. So you can reroll your attack. A 25 definitely connects. 7 points of damage it is. Not a problem. As that round goes in, you can see it strike her in the back plate, and she's like, "Oof!" Continue. Continue the turn. Have that shit. Well, I guess yours. Some of them are like reactive, so I get you. No worries. Assassin psychology. When you use a roll, when you roll a natural 18 or 19 on attack roll, make that hit a critical. What? Okay.
How could you do this to me? As long as I've known you.
And here we go again.
And you score a crit. Well, you only took one shot, right?
Yeah, but I can use two in
Oh,
one
hollow
turn.
point. You roll the damage. Okay. All right. I like it. That's very snipery.
So is that 21 damage then?
Well, he has to roll the dice 2 more times. So
Yeah.
7 plus 2 more dice rolls.
So roll 2d8.
7, 8, 9, and 8 is 17 damage. So the shot what was it 17 total?
Mhm.
Oh, that's fucking funny. So the shot hits, and you can hear her grunt audibly. It echoes throughout this entire chamber. Shut up, Alexa. Stop. I don't want any information from you, you little robot. The shot goes in and just echoes, just crazy. You can see her kind of stumble forward a bit as a ceramic plate falls out the back of her armor. You popped her armor plate. Tex, you're up next.
Oh.
Go run at him.
I'm thinking about it. That's the worst part.
Don't do it.
Maybe run at the one guy instead of the 4 guys.
hey, alright?
How about you communicate to the fucking medic?
Or
Because I keep asking, we don't have some governing bar over your head saying, oh fuck, I'm dying. Or you'll just die. That's
It's
fine.
just a flesh wound.
Okay.
live fast, die faster, apparently.
Alright, so I'm going to run.
Oh, don't make me dictate your moves. You do what you want to do.
I know. Alright, so I'm gonna go here. Would I still have cover from them here?
You'd have some, yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go there and I'm going to shoot this guy in the face.
Before he does that, I'd like to burn a hero point and do a bonus action and grapple him if I can.
You couldn't do it to grapple,
Okay.
but I would allow you to make a compelling argument. Or try to trip him up, maybe. Just throw a foot out. No. To do an additional action or something like that, I would say, for that, I would say at least 2.
Okay, I'll do the 2.
So you both two hero points and you grab a hold of him. All right, grapple checks.
Sure.
It's
Yeah, while you
fucking
do this.
swim and then
Oh my god.
you gotta be.
Be acrobatics?
It's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
Well, he has to use strength athletics. I could use
True.
either or to get out.
Yeah.
Fuck. The one time.
All right. You attempt to grab him. You're like, ugh, and he just is too fast for you. You skip across the metal plating of this catwalk, and you arrive next to this guy who looks up at you and is like, motherfucker. What's your
Alright.
turn?
And now I'm going to auto fire on this guy. So, bam, bam. So, the second one, I'm assuming a 22 hits.
The 22 does hit.
Alright.
For
so
4
I'll take
damage?
the 6.
Or 6. I thought 6 was for when you burst. Or is that, oh no, that's off.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah. Doing
Alright.
5-round burst, not 10-round burst.
The shot like sprays into him and it smacks him across the chest. You can see it impacts with his armor, leaving a nice little scratch. As he is kind of off-seated by the shot, but still definitely up.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that's gonna be it.
Alright, station heavy. You can see him literally crawl away. The last vestiges of him is a blood smear that goes around a fucking corner. As he's no longer in the fight. This guy goes, fall back, you motherfucking idiot! As he just sprays at Ox. Oh no, there we go. Station combatant. I can actually close the station heavy. I don't need him anymore. Boop. Alright. So, you can see him do a quick flick of his magazine as he takes another one and just goes as he loads in another round, magazine and just sprays at you, Ox. So give me DC 15 dexterity save as he fires at you. So you take full damage from this. 13.5 is 18 as he just sprays, and you can see sparks and shit flying as it feels like 1,000 knives are being shot at you, not just one single powerful bullet.
Wait, what? You didn't roll damage yet.
Oh,
right?
Whoops, sorry, that's 13. 12 and 5, so 17 damage, not 18. My bad. I was reading the attack roll as damage, so.
Now, Ox, keep in mind, you're in cover, so what cover is he in right now?
Pretty big, dude. I don't think I get
No,
cover.
you get half, so depends on what your thing
Half
is.
is +3, correct?
Yeah,
Half would
but
be
this isn't an
5.
AC thing. This is a
Listen,
dexterity.
listen, because it's the rule we haven't been using. When you have half cover,
You add it to your
+3
dex
to
save.
Yep. The dex save. So guess what? You made that save. You got a 15. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Thank you, rules lawyer Greg, saving the day.
Saving HP for everybody.
keeping the hoops in there. See, Nick, he's kind of a medic.
He's talking about saving HP and he's running away from the medic.
That's how my character plays.
If we want to get technical, you're running the farthest away from the medic. But for
I'm bitching out.
you're on like the fucking like that one orc on Battle for
I'm
Helm's
listening to
Deep.
music
You're like,
as I'm flying
I got
through
the bomb. He's coming to the
if you want,
game.
I
So-
bet my team's fine.
The reason
is my
I
life
moved
now.
up there was because I thought this would have had me full cover against all these guys.
If you go prone, it does.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. I heard wall, not half wall. So that's why I went up so
How
far.
many full walled things can you look over? I don't
I'll
know.
be honest,
I
as soon as you first said it, I assumed that it was like a hallway with doors that went in. That's what I thought it was. when I saw the
Incredibly
map.
weird.
You
That's
said
my fault
walls.
then. I'm sorry. All right. Continuing, that was his flechette rounds. This station combatant pops up. Let's see. Bloop, bloop. Token layer. You see him kind of take 2 more shots. These ones are at what the fuck song is this? This is some Oompa bullshit. Let's
It's the music of Wolf's people.
Hey! Fucking he pulls out a bottle of vodka.
67 songs.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can clear them if I need be. Alright, so there's that. He pops up and takes shots at Tex. Trying to give cover fire for his buddy. So 2 rounds. Bang bang, a 20 and a 10. I think that they
So what cover
both
do I have
miss.
here?
You'd have half.
Okay. They both miss.
Alright, so 2 shots go wide. Actually 21 because of his reflex sight. So is the 21 hit still or no?
21 just barely hits.
Okay, so the 1 attack hits. For 5 damage. Woo, big deal. Other than that, he does nothing. This is fucking Halo. I like it. All right.
I was about to say that. Halo.
The guy in front of you takes this time to like collect his shit, slides his thing to the back, and just fucking pulls up a knife, flips it. It goes, whew, and then he just grabs it out of the air. Quick slash at you. 21 hit.
Just barely again. Holy fuck.
You don't have any cover from the guy right in front of you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's also stabbing at you with a knife. So, no cover versus range attacks from a knife, unless he throws it, I guess. But yeah, so he stabs you or slashes at you once for 7, getting you low on the arm,
Okay.
and slices a second time. Actually, no. His second attack, he will attempt to push you back. So, dexterity, acrobatics, or strength, athletics, your pick.
Alright.
His is just a straight strength check. Alright, so he manages to just kind of grab you and push you to the side 5 feet. So go into the square next to him. He got lucky.
Where at?
Just move 5 feet to your left.
My left? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you just like... Unfortunately... No, he does have movement, so he's going to position himself in a really bad way, but hopefully... Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that guy can make it. He's got covering fire. All right, Leech, you're up next. Leech, you're up. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. I was
Okay.
just reading what everybody else was hyping.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna call out, if you're hurt, fall back to me, and then I'm going to try to shoot that bitch down here. I'm gonna try to aim for her spine. Can I try that? Like the back of her neck, like in here.
Too small of a target.
Too small.
You're not a marksman.
How about the low of her back? Is there a plate there?
You can shoot at her if you'd like.
Shoot her right in the tramp stamp.
There's a plate over the... A trauma plate doesn't cover the small of someone's back. But I'm going to say in this thing, that guy's moving around trying to... In a knife fight, it's going to be...
Oh, no, I meant this guy.
Which one?
The guy at the very top.
Oh, that
Check
one.
one out of cover.
The one that has advantage until this next turn, actually. So you can shoot at her. You can... The small of her back isn't going to give you anything special. She has normal defenses against that. She has normal armor
I was just
there.
trying to... Movement. Okay. I'll just shoot her.
If you have a special ability that allows you to shoot somebody and reduce their movement, you can. But other than that,
I'm not that level yet.
stick to the rules. So...
60 rules, man.
You have advantage from...
Advantage.
Oh,
is-
advantage against her, yes. A 16, that barely hits. Roll damage is 8, so... Alright. So, shot goes low in her back where you're aiming, kind of skittering off of her normal armor, but definitely sends her checking as she's like, just got hammered in the kidney pretty much. Anything else?
I crouch.
Okay. Station combatant. Her turn. Alright, no longer disadvantage. She kind of goes, fuck! Moves forward. And drops prone. Ox, you're up next.
Alright, so I am going to turn and basically fire at this dude. But I'm going to use rapid fire.
Okay. Is rapid fire different from auto fire, or... Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, it's a move. When you're wielding an
Yeah.
auto or an auto-heavy weapon, which you are, a creature in a 10-foot cube. Within weapon range, make a dex saving throw. Target takes your weapon damage on a failed save, or half as much on a cessel. You expend ammunition with each.
Right.
Isn't that just burst fire?
No,
Yeah.
I have bigger range.
Oh, okay. Alright, sure. Do it up.
So it'd be the 8.
8 damage, and he needs to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, well it's everything in the 10-foot cube.
Well,
So, I'm assuming you're not trying to hit me.
Well, it's a 10-foot cube. I can't control a 10-foot cube.
You can. Yes, you can.
are you trying to kill Greg is basically my question.
No, I'm trying to kill the guy, but he's within a 10-foot cube.
Right.
So you shoot in this 10-foot cube.
There's a 10-foot
like,
cube.
Yeah.
You gonna? That's a 10. Like I said, you can place it where you want, my dude. You gonna shoot Greg?
He's a heavy. He's not good with math.
No, I don't know. Shoot bullet.
I'll just shoot to the side so it doesn't hit Greg.
I appreciate that.
You'll
I,
shoot.
I like not dying.
I won't kill him, my friend. Okay, so
Oh, this time.
you lay the gunshots into this guy, blasting away at him. He rolls his save to see how well he can get out of the way. Apparently fairly well, as he takes half damage from that. Impacting on his back plate, you can see sparks as he rolls to the side, avoiding more of the damage than you were hoping for. Go ahead.
Since I'm not gonna move, I'm gonna just use my imposing frame.
Okay. Wolf, you're next.
I'm gonna try to take aim at the guy in front of Tex.
Okay.
Hold my bad.
18 hits. Actually,
Yeah, my bad. I forgot to turn off advantage.
no, that's
You're
fine.
fine. It was
That's
your
fine.
first one anyway.
15, 16, 17, 18. You barely hit. So yeah.
Okay.
dum-dum. You hit him, Tex. Suffers disadvantage on saving throws, ability checks beginning of your next turn. Okay, you hit him for 7 damage. That, you can see, whoops, I'm just gonna, that's at 0. You can see as you turn, you hit him smack in the front as he's turning to avoid bullets from Ox. He turns and you catch him square right in the chest as his plate shatters, and you can see it, some of it fall out. He's like, ugh! And, he has just got the wind knocked out of him. He's like, you can hear him gasping, Tex. Anything else, Wolf?
That'll be it for now.
All right, your turn, Tex. What do you do?
Hopefully not die is the plan. Let's take a look at what I've got here. Let's see.
Sweep the leg.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... so going prone, is that just movement?
It is a free action to drop prone.
Okay, cool.
It is half your movement to stand up, though. What the fuck is this song?
I'm going to go ahead and punch this man.
That's good.
I'm going to use a
Mwah.
reroll point
Okay, you can reroll.
to reroll.
Also,
Is-
garbage. Let's just go ahead and clear this.
Oh my god.
Double one. Double one. You swing, kind of bring back around with a spinning back fist to try to hit him again, and just do not connect.
I'm going to drop
I like to
prone.
challenge the DM because last I heard, double ones makes you win the game. Just saying. That was a pair of devil's eyes, last I heard.
And now you get a free bola. Good job.
A bola falls from the ceiling. Oh, sweet. Anything else, Tex? You fall
I go
prone, right?
prone.
All right, station combatant. This guy, you can see he continues his stance, and he just says, "Fall back, you fucking moron!" And he continues just pouring fire on Ox as hard as he can. Ox, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure, it's not a con.
It is not. It is a dex because he's just literally spraying an area with bullets, and that will actually make him reload too next round because he will be out of bullets. That's 3 rounds of suppressive fire. A 12. You take 13 points of damage for more flechette rounds as they kind of needle into your armor. But that is
What's the
his turn.
DC?
15.
Alright, I'm making
Oh, you have cover though, so you do make it. Yeah. Yep, you're good. And with that, the next guy stands up and he's like, "Fuck! Target's lost! Target's lost!" And you just hear him step back. As he posts by the door, and you can see him fiddling at his belt. The one next to you, you drop prone.
Yeah.
He swings his SMG up at you for a moment, grits his teeth, you can see under his like face mask that he's wearing, and just says, "Fuck you." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As he runs and falls back. Anders, your turn.
Does that not provoke opportunity?
I'm
you-
prone. Would I get a punch in?
Nothing says you can't punch from prone.
Okay.
I'm going to impose disadvantage on the punch, because punching from prone is, in fact, an incredibly hard thing to do unless you're a ground fighter. 16 still hits. 10 points of damage to him.
Break his fucking ankle.
You punch at it. You strike him in the calf as hard as he can. He limps away. He's like, "Oh, fuck! I should have shot that fucking mother!" Just as he's running down the catwalk here. Ting, 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 ting. Running as hard as he can. Anders, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to burst fire that guy.
Okay. So
It's a DC 15.
Yep, 17 or 7 damage if he fails. So he makes it. So half of that is 4. We'll do 4.
You're rolling so well tonight, John. Jesus.
I am really good. Yeah, 14s and up most of the night. Let's see. All right.
Then I duck behind cover again.
Nice. All right.
And then I just say again, if you're hurt, come back to me.
I don't think.
As I duck.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I don't think you can do it. All right. And with that, you can hear her say, "Fall back! Fall fucking back!" 1, 2, 3, 4. She's off the board. Ox, you're up. What do you do? She runs around the corner.
All right. The leader's gone, right? I can't see her at all anymore.
Yeah, she ducks around the blast doors. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna take a single shot at this dude.
Not gonna blow the ammo at him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Single shot. Let's see it. 24 definitely fucking hits. He would have rolled 15 damage on the auto. Normal damage. It was the guy on the open 7. So, all right, that one. You can see that one actually cuts into his upper thigh a little bit and draws a little bit of blood. Anything else?
No. I'll keep my imposing frame up and stay where I'm at.
All right, Wolf, you're up.
Okay, I take aim at this guy.
That poor bastard just trying to run away. All right, light him up.
Okay.
16 hits, 8 damage. Anything else special with that one? No? Okay. That one rips into him, kind of clipping the top shoulder of him, and it goes to Clyde's turn.
Alright, I'm going to run here. I'm going to shoot at this guy twice. Bam. Using the auto fire, so the attack rolls. So 12 and 19.
12 misses, and the 19 does connect.
Okay, so that's 10 damage. And then I'm going to move 10 here, or 15 here, and then I'm going to use fucking run like hell again to get over here.
Alright. You fall back after blowing up a few bullets at that direction. And let's see.
I'm gonna be like, medic!
Oh man, one.
I more blood than 5.
That one.
It hurt here.
That one you can see him grab, and he pulls the pin on a grenade, throws it
At?
a spot. Thick smoke starts to cover an area. They literally pop smoke. Alright. Next guy runs out. Next guy runs out. Anders, your turn. You can't see shit.
I spray bullets into the fog.
Okay. Into the fog. Don't worry about it. Everything misses.
Down that range, yeah. Just
Everything misses. You
That's fine.
blow rounds at it. Make sure you subtract bullets.
I have to reload. That's what I'm burning. I literally...
I could put more
Slam in
bullets
my
in the
next
mag.
mag.
Okay, sounds good. You
There we
blow
go.
the rest of the mag. That guy actually was out of ammo too, which is funny. Yeah, that'll end combat and that'll end the session for tonight. Good job. Now you can see what these guys fight, how they do tactics, and what you're up against. Phoenix, you do make it to the ship. It's not a hard burn. Get you there pretty quick. One last little quip before we part ways for this evening, or are you good?
Just that we might not be playing next week. Oh, sorry.
It's not a quip. That's an announcement.
I get it.
Yeah, anything you want to say?
It's like, nah, I'm sure my guys are doing fine.
There's not a. This is their life now.
I'm sure they don't have as many holes in their bodies as I did.
You're like, welcome to my world. The last 3 fucking fights.
Most of us don't. Half of us
Yeah. All right. And with that, we will end for the evening. Thanks everybody for watching. We will probably not be playing next week because of schedules, but we'll see. Hopefully in the week after that,
Bitches
we'll pick
being
it up.
bitches.
True. Maybe we'll do something next week
Piece
with the
of
people who are here if
shit
you guys want to
text.
do something, but we'll see. Maybe do like some mock space fights or something. That'd be cool. But yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time.
Boy.
Adios. Bloop.